Yeah, I drink and know things. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, cheers, brother. There you go.
All right, welcome everyone.
Cheers, Al.
To the Black Spinner. To the Black Spinner Music Podcast. Today we got a special guest with us. We got an all-star cast today. Today we are going to be doing the top 10 songs of Aerosmith, plus 5 honorable mentions like we always do. We are going to continue on with our American theme for the month of July. This is our second episode for honoring America's music. Today we have Jerry Supa from 3 Shots Down Podcasts and the BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry. And also we have Al Horta from Be Cool or Be Podcast Out is here with us tonight as well. And also we have Eddie Canastrossi from Rock All Over You podcast.
I just realized I don't actually say mine by my name there. Look, so like you guys, you got it all down. Eric's
It took
really
me a
upset
couple
me.
hours to get it down. So.
They got them both written there.
Yeah, I do it in like Al and Jerry does in parentheses.
You got to promote, bro. You got to promote.
Yeah. So well, I also got my YouTube channel, which is that is the name of my YouTube channel. It's just my name. So I am accurately promoting my YouTube channel, but I'm not promoting my podcast. So apologies to Eric. Next time I'll create a little parentheses there. But Coney Alley Whitefish Boy, I'll have a little parentheses.
And also we got Mark Alden Taylor.
Yeah.
From the BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry, and also from Freeform Rock Radio.
Podcast too.
Okay, sorry. Podcast. But also I was gonna say he does the
that metal station Freeform Rock show on Tuesday nights. And this Saturday I'm doing it in the morning.
Last night was a good show, brother.
Yeah, it really was a good show last night.
It was mostly metal and hard rock. I did put Duran Duran at the end, and Metal Mike got, I hate this band.
Oh, man, the 20-minute Heaven and Hell ruled.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Just last Friday they released the Holy Diver box set, and Mark played a little bit of it last night. He started off with what song did you start off with last night?
I don't remember, dude. I was drunk.
He was heavily drinking last night.
Yeah, I was talking crap.
Also a 20-minute version of Heaven and Hell. That's fantastic.
That was
and it sounds really good.
This thing right here.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
I heard that they remixed the album.
They have a Joe Barassi remix, and they also have a remaster of the original. So you get both in here, just in case you don't care. But the remix is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I just picked up the remix on vinyl today, actually.
Because the guy is drum. The guy Barassi, he does drums really good. So Vinny's drums are high in the mix now. It's freaking really cool.
Well, yeah, I got the remastered
CD box though.
Yeah, there was a box set a couple of years ago that had remasters of from every album from Holy Diver to Strange Highways. I got that, and that sounded pretty good. But I'd be curious.
Here's a complete remix though of it.
Yeah, so wouldn't mind listening to it as an alternative from time to time. I love that album so much.
There's also a 7-minute version of Children of the Sea live from the live CD.
Badass.
I'm gonna play that I'm gonna play that one on Saturday.
Sounds good
for Bushy because he's moving, so I'm taking his show.
He's moving to the sea. Is that why?
Nah, he's moving. He's getting a bigger place. He's got to wait for internet to come.
All right. Yeah, but he's up in the mountains. That'd be tough.
He's probably gonna get the satellite.
Hey, I noticed that you went to go see Chicago and Brian Wilson the other day.
Oh yeah, one Monday night.
Okay.
Great show. Yeah, it was a great show. I actually was bucket list for both bands. I've never seen either one of them. I mean, I've seen the Beach Boys, like Mike loves Beach Boys, but I never saw Brian Wilson. And I missed the Beach Boys 50th anniversary tour where they were all together. I actually missed that. But
so how was that?
Wilson at least. I want to see Brian Wilson at least once before he's gone. But I mean, at this point, he's pretty much a prop on stage.
Yeah.
He's
pretty old now.
Kind of sad, but he was a. He sang a couple songs, he was quote unquote singing and kind of playing. They just pretty much put him behind the piano just to have him there, just to have Brian Wilson there.
I saw Chicago. I saw Chicago with Huey Lewis, man. That was a great show.
Chicago
was awesome.
They killed it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't like that guy who replaced Jason Schiff. His voice is not as good.
Neither do I. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, I never seen Chicago, so I wanted to scratch that off the bucket list. So my wife and I we went, and it was a beautiful night in the amphitheater here in Jersey, and had a nice time. So it was cool.
They should bring Bill Chaplin back, man.
Yeah, I agree. Tomorrow I'm going to go see John Anderson of Yes.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he's doing the 50th anniversary of Close to the Edge. With some it's not School of Rock, but it's like got that type of thing with like, I guess, kids.
I've seen a video of that. He's been doing that for years with those people.
Oh, okay. All right. I never seen this version of it, so it'll be kind of cool.
I just want him and freaking Trevor to get back together, and they were going to make
go.
another Yes.
I saw that version of Yes a few years ago. That was great.
I know, but
I saw the original 9012 live tour as a kid, man. That thing blew my mind, dude. That was such an amazing show.
I saw Union and Big Generator. They're really good. Trevor's my boy.
I'll take Trevor over Steve any day. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but
Steve looks like the Crypt Keeper now, man.
I don't know how the hell he holds that guitar up, man. Everything's done without breaking.
Looks like he could just go like this to him.
He was great in Asia, though. Give him that much.
But unfortunately, I've never seen any Yes or like any version of Yes. I never got a chance.
Every time I hear about Asia, 40-year-old virgin where he framed an Asia poster. And
that poster was badass. I wanted that poster.
I mean, just the way they were making fun of him, though, was funny.
Yeah. I just remember being a kid going on a plane, visiting my grandma, freaking up in Alameda, California, and this guy next to me had the cassette of Asia when it came out, and I looked at, that's a badass cover. He says, "You want to hear it?" He put it on. I go, "That fucking rules."
Another Roger Dean cover, I think, right?
Oh, God.
Covers, right?
Bitchin' cover.
Yeah. My brother had the vinyl of that, and I was like, fuck, dude, that's a badass album cover, man. You know, so. Anyway.
Cool. Hey, so did y'all catch the news that just came out earlier today about Pantera getting back together? Rex Brown and Phil getting back together for a 2023 tour?
I saw the headline. I saw the headlines, but I didn't click on it to get the details.
Can I just say one thing about this, man?
Sure.
I mean, are no fucking bands sacred anymore? Like any band members? I mean, it just seems nowadays it just doesn't even fucking matter anymore. There's no more integrity, man. You know, how can you have Pantera without the Abbott brothers?
Why don't they just do Down with Rex back and Down and just do Pantera songs and Down?
Because it's not going to bring in the same amount of people. I just like if they called it Pantera Tribute, tribute, that'd be different.
I get that.
I'd get behind it, but if they try to pass it off as officially as Pantera, that's a different story. Yeah, I would. Yeah. That's not cool. But if they call it a Pantera Tribute, that's a little bit different. That there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. But
call it like Phil and Rex do Pantera or some shit. I don't know, something like that.
An evening of Pantera music with Phil.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I guess it's just how you word it. But I mean, if they're gonna go out strictly just calling it Pantera, come on, man, you can't do that shit.
No.
Yeah.
In my opinion, no.
Right now, for Rocklahoma, which will be in September this year, they are being billed as Down, doing a vulgar display of power. Now that's fine.
Yeah.
And a couple months ago, I saw Down, and they played about 4 Pantera tracks, which is fine. But to be touring under that name, if that's what they choose to do, that's.
Although to be devil's advocate, as we know, there are some bands that are out there that are playing with the name of the band.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like the keyboardist is the original member,
or Blackfoot or Foreigner.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, I mean, having like the voice of Pantera is still a little more Pantera than some of these other bands.
See the difference of the Foreigner thing and like Blackfoot and all that. I mean, no disrespect to those bands, but those bands were kind of faceless. They weren't like.
You guys always say that to me.
But that's what I said. But you got the face and voice of the band.
Can I ask you a question?
Lou Graham, man. Lou Graham. How is that faceless?
Did you ever have a poster of him hanging up in your room?
They did. Yeah, I did. I had the poster of them in front of the train.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I had them. I want that poster back. That poster was amazing.
Yeah.
If anyone had the poster, it would be Mark.
It was given to me. It was awesome. I love
All
it.
right, dude. All right.
Lou Graham, all those videos,
No, dude,
Midnight Blue, and
Listen, man, I love Lou Graham. He's a fucking phenomenal singer. Actually, like he should be name checked more as like one of the great singers of like, you know,
that era. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, nobody was hanging his poster up in their room, dude. Sorry.
Well, he wasn't a hot guy. Well, he was a great band.
But also maybe also because the Abbott brothers have passed. You know, that's also different, you know?
Yeah.
Well, if they had some family members that could step in and play their instruments, maybe that would be a little different. But I don't think they had any kids, did they? Or they know how to play? Or Diamond Vinny?
Yeah.
I don't think
they
they were married or anything. Like, they were never married and had kids or anything like that.
Yeah, it's the problem. You could always get the kid to come in, like John Bottom's kid or someone, and then it's like, well, it's blood, so that makes it.
Or
all
Wolfgang, you know.
Wolfgang, yeah. That definitely.
Yeah, that would be different, but I don't know who's going to be playing in this. It's just been announced that's going to be them too, but we'll see what kind of slack they get for it. Maybe they'll change things around where it will be more of the word tribute being in the title of what they're doing.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't read the article. It could be clickbait. Like they could just be saying that, but even Phil might not have an intention of calling it Pantera.
I bet you it's not going to be called that. I bet you it's not going to be called that.
You can't trust all these articles.
The article was really short. The article was really short. It said more details to come, so they didn't. They just want to jump on it.
Yeah, that might just be some clickbait shit on it. You gotta watch out for the clickbait.
Yeah,
like Mark does all the time.
But they were on very reputable websites like Loudwire, and Mark had his from where? Mark, did you post it from?
I forgot.
Blabbermouth, I thought.
I don't think it's Blabbermouth. I think it was Metal Edge or something. One of those.
With something like that. So it's not like these were just, down the road, publications. I mean, they're the leaders of that genre of music. So
I know what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to go on eBay and look for Mark's poster of.
Dude, I've looked for that poster, man. I found it, but I can't get it. It's like I'm
going to buy it and send it to you, bro. And you can display it behind you.
Reclaim the past.
It shows them on the first album. They're all like, what is it, 6 members back then? All in front of the train singing. It's
hey, Mark,
cool.
Cheers, bro.
Oh, cheers. I finished mine. I'm fast.
And did anybody catch Joe Perry's interview with Eddie Trunk on Thursday?
Nice segue.
No.
No. So he talked to Eddie Trunk.
I caught some of it actually.
That's one of his best friends, man.
Did he
everybody's his best friend. He's been to everybody's house.
Did he indirectly talk about how he doesn't want to be in a studio of Steven Tyler ever again? Because last few interviews I read, that's what he said.
Well, Joe Perry.
Yeah,
I saw an article a couple weeks ago where Joe Perry says, we're not going to say we're not going to do an album or not do an album. It might happen. It might not. So
yeah, well,
I just hope they do what freaking Whispered wanted, to get all of them in the studio and sit there and make an album with all like 5 of them writing the album together. No outside writers, and they both said to him, all of them said no to him. We want outside writers. We want Carrie Underwood.
So it's not good.
I want those money makers, man.
I prefer
it's not working.
I don't want to miss a thing. Parts 2 and 3 and 4.
Did Steven Tyler's country album do anything? No.
It's all, and from what I gather, it's mainly because of Steven Tyler. He's the problem. Yeah. All of them, Joe included, would be fine with, I think, returning back to basics. But Steven calls the shots in that band, and like he's still caught up in the whole American Idol thing and trying to be hit with the kids and the country market, and it's sad. It's sad that these guys who were amazing songwriters and such a great band can't just go in and just knock out one last cool old style 70s Aerosmith kind of album just to go out that way, because they're in a unique position because they actually have 5 original members still alive. They're one of the few bands that managed to hold on to that. But then again, look, Joey's hardly playing with them anymore. He's like, I feel like they missed the window, unfortunately. I think the time for that was about 5 years ago, and they fucked up and didn't do that. Again, mainly Steven's fault. But they didn't do that, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. Because I mean, Joey's not in any shape from the sound of it, and Tom Hamilton had cancer a few years back, and I don't know. I just don't think it's going to happen. Sad, but
I don't know. I think right now the Iron Rod is hot right now because we're hearing all of our favorite bands coming out with different releases and going back to their old sound. Journey just released an album that sounds like an old Journey album.
It does sound like an old Journey album. I was very impressed with it. Yeah.
All Aerosmith needs to do is get Dave Cobb or Nick Raskulinecz and have them produce the album, and they'll fucking say, "Do what I want," because fucking Nick told Neil Peart how to play drums, and Neil Peart respected the fuck out of him for that. So you need to get those producers in there, and they could corral Aerosmith.
Or they get Rick Rubin and he says, listen to your first album, make it sound like the second album, and then we're going to mix it and master it really
Brick Wallet. Hey, but
really loud so those kids could hear it in China. Make it really loud.
The iTunes version, the remastered iTunes is really good of Death Magnetic.
Oh, yeah, it is an improvement. I think I hipped you to that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I need to get it.
Yeah,
I listened to some tracks.
Yeah, actually, it sounds good that way. Yeah, much better.
It's a really good album. I like Death Magnetic. That was a really good album after so much mediocre stuff in between the Black and Death Magnetic, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this for Saint Anger. It's horrible, but I wouldn't call it mediocre.
No, it just needs to add some solos and fix the drums, and the album would be great.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that either.
Yeah,
I've heard those songs live with the solo and the drums sound normal, and they were really great. Frantic sounds way better live.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the Black album first, because I think Lars' drums on the Black album sounded fucking sweet.
But Bob Rock.
Bob Rock.
But Bob Rock also produced Saint Anger.
But that was Lars. That's like Lars.
Didn't you watch that movie, Al? Come on. He's just washing his hands of it. You could tell he had 1 foot out the door by that point. It's whatever the fucking asshole prima donna.
His name is still on it, though.
I'll just do it. Yeah, fine. That's what you want it to sound like? Fine. Look at how he talked. Remember those old clips of them in the studio during the Black album? How proactive he was? Bob Rock's very proactive with the band. By Saint Anger, he's just yeah, that's great. Great idea, guys.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
That's funny, man.
He was over it.
Well, Motley Crue wants Bob Rock to come back. Well, I don't know how.
It could only help Motley Crue. You listen to their last fucking abortion. Oh, man.
Well,
sorry, Mick Watkins, if you're watching this. I know he loves the Crew. He's coming on, and we're going to do a show with him in 2 days. So
cool.
We're making up because he's up. I think he's a little upset by how hard we were on girls.
Yeah, I messaged him about his EP, and I said, dude, your bass is. I put it on the headphones, dude. Your bass is so high in the mix, and it fucking those rolls you're doing. He goes, thank you, bro. I go, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, he's a great bassist.
Oh,
Mick.
great!
You actually hear him, unlike
you can hear him. Yeah, really great.
Yeah, you can make. That's always a sign of a good bassist when you can actually hear them. Yeah. It means they're not trying to cover it up. Hey, I'm going to do another segue for you, Andy. You know who else is a great bassist who you can hear in the mix? Tom Hamilton. Yeah. Really great bassist.
I was going to say that there was a question to Joe Perry, but I didn't get to hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Al caught this part, but was asking Joe Perry which album does he wish that he can get his hands on and work on it more. Was it done with Mirrors?
Done with Mirrors. He felt that it was a bit unfinished. I think it's a great fucking album, actually. Like the last great Aerosmith album before they went, mainstream.
With all these writers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no burnout factor with that album because there's no hits on it. I mean, let the music do the talking. Kind of shown on MTV a little bit, but I mean, I'll take the Joe Perry version over that one any day. That's my opinion.
Project.
No, I take Aerosmith over Joe Perry project. That singer and that.
Yeah, I prefer the Aerosmith one. But
what's that?
Yeah, the singer in the Joe Perry project's horrible.
Yeah,
that guy's dead now.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. No disrespect.
You killed him, Mark.
But he's horrible.
What on the first Perry project album?
Yeah, whoever sang "Let the Music Do the Talking," man, it was horrible.
Oh,
hey, he's got Gary Sharon going by doing that Joe Perry project with him.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he is.
Yeah. So,
and
yeah, I can see.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. I mean, I love Done with Mirrors. I can hear what he means, though. It is kind of rough sounding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of its charm in some ways. But
it's kind of a throwback to,
yeah,
raw Aerosmith, dude. It's
Yeah. But he likes. I read in interviews too. He talks up Night of the Ruts, even though he left, halfway through making that album. Although a lot of it does have his riffs on it still.
That's a great underrated Aerosmith album.
Yeah, and I know he likes it. So I always thought it was cool that Joe talked up that album whenever he could, even though they never play anything from it live. But he talks it up, and yeah, that's actually. Well, I don't want to say how much I love that album because that might spoil some of the songs you might see on this listing. But that's great. But yeah, I mean, if they want to redo Done with Mirrors, I'd prefer that to them trying to make a new album because I'm sure that would be better. Just doing Done with Mirrors, like remixing it, like and adding some parts. That's gonna be better than anything new they do.
Well, I heard they found a bunch of stuff, unreleased stuff, and that's when they're just gonna start going into the vaults and releasing some stuff. So
yeah,
I welcome that. If there's like unreleased 70 stuff. Hell
yeah, Joe said that. Yeah, I read an interview. It was about a year or two ago, and someone said,
"Yeah, like that right there."
Which one's that?
On the vein of that.
Yeah, I got that.
He said, "Why would we do new stuff when we have so much in the vault?" And it's just like, get to the vault. Let's hear it all.
That our fans would love more instead of coming out with new songs for the Dimension stuff.
Yeah,
hey, there's about 7 good songs on that album. Out of what, 18?
Yeah, it was way over long that album.
Yeah. They could have made a great EP out of that album.
They probably figured out, we're probably never gonna do another album again. Let's just fucking put everything out.
Yeah.
Let's just put the whole kitchen sink in there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Without further ado, let's get started on our top 10 Aerosmith songs. We'll do our 5 honorable mentions. Y'all want to vote on it? Y'all want to do them first or last?
I think we should do honorable mentions last, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I feel like they're bonus tracks.
Hey, why you guys?
Right,
I think I'm gonna be fourth or whatever. I'm gonna go get me some more whiskey, man.
Yeah, get some whiskey, man. Come on, drink with me.
I'll be right back.
Need a bunch of drunks on here.
We're a bunch of degenerates. It's the Jersey guy, and he's not the degenerate here. It's us.
Well, I've had my time. I am drinking though. It's just not whiskey though.
It's all right. Me and Mark have a pretty strong tolerance for whiskey, actually. So it takes a lot to make us really drunk. We're not drunk. We're just buzzed. Although I can't say that we won't be drunk an hour from now.
Later.
So how's
what have you been up to, Eddie?
What's that, Andy?
What have you been up to?
I've been writing. I've been working. I'm a writer. That's what I do for a living. So I've been.
Okay. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been writing a lot this week, and
like what kind of stuff? Like what kind of stuff do you write? I mean, what's your expertise in?
Screenplays. I write screenplays, and so I write screenplays for hypothetical movies, and I do sell them from time to time. And
oh wow.
I'm working on a script right now. I also do a lot of, in between screenwriting jobs, I do a lot of stuff for a company called Final Draft. I write articles for them about like the craft of screenwriting and, just various things. I do some corporate copy here and there. I do a lot of different writing. I pimp myself out as a writer. I'm like a hired gun. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm a freelance writer officially. That's what I would call myself. I'm a hired gun. Yeah. And but I also I've been working on my opus, my greatest YouTube video I've ever done, which is actually connected to something Al he was talking about Brian Wilson. Well, my latest YouTube video is actually Beach Boys related. So I have a Beach Boys related video. And I think it's one of my best videos, so I'm excited about that. But I usually work on my videos at night. I edit them. I get like really into the editing. I like put pictures and shit up there and graphics, and I get into it. So I'm expressing myself a lot, and increasingly so. Like with this latest video, it's almost like a little mini documentary in a way. So I'm excited about that. So,
Nice.
Cool.
So that's what I've pretty much been up to. I'm kind of in a creative state. I bounce between LA and Tampa. Right now I'm in Tampa for the summer, and I'm just writing and just being creative and just kind of being away. I'm being very antisocial for the most part. Just staying away from the world and just being creative for a couple months, and then I'll throw myself out there again. But that's what I do. Mark knows we're buddies in real life.
Yeah, we went to the Rainbow. That was cool.
Yeah, we'll have to do that again in the fall when I'm back. But we're also both drunks. Hey, this is my big chance to be drunk and funny with Mark Taylor, the king of being drunk and funny. Cheers.
I thought that was Ian Wadley. Shit.
Oh, he loves it too. He's naturally.
I just hope to be Ian Wadley when I grow up.
Yeah, one day. He's a tough guy to peg down.
I know.
He doesn't, unless it's the RMCP, it's special to get Mr. Wadzilla on your show.
Oh, so, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says I only do real podcasts when I've asked him before.
But, you got to have your standards in life.
Yeah.
I have low standards, though, Mark, so I will come on your show. It's fun. I like being talking.
Everybody's come on, so they had a great time. So
you had Chris Sinzak in, or was it you had Aaron?
I had them both. I had Aaron Camaro and Chris on 2 different shows.
Yeah,
Alice Cooper, Blackout, and then Enough's Enough.
That's pretty legit,
Yeah.
That's pretty legit getting those guys on your show.
You had Ralph Fiera, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ralph Fiera's been on. He was on there telling me that I was an idiot on one of the shows. If you guys want to listen,
Did you listen to your co-host with him, Ralph, just the other day?
No, I haven't done it. I called it to work today because I didn't sleep last night. I couldn't sleep for some reason.
It's pretty funny, actually. Wait, there's a thing in my way. All right,
it's like Ralph control lead, just like Ralph taught me how to control lead. So give him kudos for that one.
Yeah, you do a good job. Although I gotta tell you, when Lee was on our show, he was a perfect gentleman.
Yeah.
When he was on the Rock All Over, he was very well behaved.
Just wait till you bring him on again.
We happened to get him on a good evening. He was very well behaved.
All right, guys, let's get started on our top 10 Aerosmith songs. Then after that, the bonus tracks. We'll go Al, Eddie, Mark, and Jerry, and then myself. So let's get started. Number 10, Al.
Well, speaking of, we were just talking about Night in the Ruts.
Yeah.
My number 10 is going to be No Surprise, the opening track on there. Great riff, very dirty Aerosmith.
Mm-hmm.
I love the storytelling that Steven Tyler does in that, 1971 at Max's Kansas City and all that, how they were coming up. So it's kind of a storytelling song.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, number 10 is No Surprise. I love that song, and very underrated album, man. Night in the Ruts, in my opinion. So
it's a great album.
Number 10.
Yeah, it's a very good album. Number 10. Eddie, what do you got at number 10?
I agree with everything Al said, and my number 10 is from Draw the Line. It's Sight for Sore Eyes.
Good one.
Nice track.
I'm in addition to a lot of hard rock and metal, I'm also a big fan of funk music. I'm a huge fan of funk. I love George Clinton and James Brown and Prince and a lot of funky music. So, and one great thing about Aerosmith is I think they could just really get in there. I think even better than the Stones and Zeppelin, and that's saying a lot. But I think maybe because they were like Northeast guys, Northeast American guys, in a way that kind of makes them kind of closer to being like African Americans and some British guys. So they could just get a little funkier, it's a little closer to them. And
they could definitely get funky, man.
Yeah, they could get funky. You listen to Sight for Sore Eyes, you're like, damn, this is really funky. Just the way Steven sounds and the groove, such a badass groove. Also kind of hard rocking too, and that's the thing. They could be both simultaneously funky and hard rocking. And I always love this song. Both the Draw the Line version and the live bootleg version, both great. Just kicks ass. One of my all-time favorite Aerosmith songs. I can't listen to this song without just getting into that groove. It's just a badass groove. Love Sight for Sore Eyes.
Great pick. Yeah, that's really great. Mark, what's your number 10? What are you going to start off with?
Well, I remember when you guys were talking about this. I thought it was Jerry's next. No, it's me. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You're going counterclockwise, or
okay. All right. Well, I know you guys were talking about we were going to do like the top 10 Aerosmith albums, and then somebody said, "Well, they're all going to pick the '70s Aerosmith albums." I go, "Well, they don't know me very well, do they?" And I picked number 10 from fucking Eat the Rich, man. I picked Eat the Rich. I fucking love that song. I love that fucking album. You could take off the 3 ballads and the album's fucking hard fucking rock, man. Love that song. Love the album, man. Get a Grip rules.
Get a Grip, fantastic. And that's a really good song, Eat the Rich, which was, I think it was the first single off of that, right? Eat the Rich?
I believe so, yeah.
No, it was Living on the Edge.
Living on the Edge.
Yeah.
I always got those two interchangeable.
Yeah, it was the second single, but Living on the Edge was the first one. Yeah.
Jerry, what's your number 10?
I'm gonna go way back to the debut album and go Mama Ken. I love that song, man.
Yeah.
It just you can just tell what a badass singer Steven Tyler was gonna be. When he sings that song, and he sings it incredibly awesome live. I want to say something about Steven Tyler, man. Yeah. People, rag on him for his new stuff, but man, the guy can still sing, man. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just can't sing a shit, worth a shit anymore. But Steven Tyler still got his pipes.
I agree.
And that's what a great debut that was. There's more coming from that album, but that's my number 10. I think it's a kick-ass song.
Cool, love it, classic.
My number 10 is going to come from an album we were talking about earlier, off of Done with Mirrors, Gypsy Boots. Wow. I really like that song. The guitar work on there is fantastic. For me, I don't know if y'all can figure this out, but can y'all figure out when it's Perry playing and when it's Whitford? Or do they kind of...
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, not that song necessarily, but yeah, sometimes. Usually, Whitford's a little more metal than Joe Perry, a little more rock, and a little more technical. Joe's a little looser, a little more R&B influence and funk. Generally, there are a few exceptions. Like Last Child is Brad Whitford, and I actually would have thought that was Joe Perry if I didn't know. Yeah. But for them, generally speaking, Brad's a little more rock and a little more technical, and Joe's a little funkier and a little looser and a little more R&B. And that's one of the reasons why I think the two complement each other so well. Right. They actually play in a different style, but I would say that. Wouldn't you say that, Al, Mark? Like that's
no, you're pretty spot on with that.
Pretty spot on.
Well, that's my number 10. I just love the way it sounds, and it's one of those tracks that's buried underneath a lot of other good songs. So that's why I went up with Gypsy Boots.
That's a hell of a deep track, man.
Yeah, it's very deep. So deep, I forget they exist sometimes. But I will listen to it again, though, Andy, because you picked it.
What's your number 9?
All right, well, I'm going to the Rocks album, and it's going to be Licking a Promise. Dude, I love that track, man. Just the way it fades in, with Joey Kramer, and then comes in with that riff. It's just such a rocking riff. Steven Tyler just swaggers on that, man. And I don't know, dude. It's just you're gonna see the Rocks album come up quite a bit. I mean, honestly, I could have just threw in the Rocks album, and I could have just did a hybrid of the Rocks and Toys in the Attic album for the top 10 and be done with it. But I'm kind of going a little over the, I'm going to go different albums and stuff. So, and like I said before, I'm not going to penalize a song because it's overplayed and hyped. I mean, I want a lot of deep tracks in here, but there is, 1 or 2 songs that you've heard a trillion times on the radio, but I can't penalize it because it's a classic track for a reason. So I kind of, did a little bit of that too. I mean,
I got a couple like that.
All deep tracks and be done with it. But it's just hard, man. Like to pick 10 songs from Aerosmith it's kind of pretty much impossible. You know what I mean? They have so many great songs. Their catalog is pretty rich. So
yeah, it really is. But mine's about 50-50, and it just turned out that way. I didn't even want it to turn out that way. Just turn out that way after
I
on
mean, man. We could probably do this top 10 next week, and it'll probably be different.
Different.
Oh yeah, I could pick a lot more.
Yeah,
I can pick more too.
But Licking a Promise from Rocks is gonna be my number 9.
Yep.
All right, Eddie, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Lord of the Thighs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome song. Get Your Wings. Awesome album. It just groove again, kind of both funky and rocking at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You actually will see that a lot in my top 10. So that's like a thing. Songs that are both kind of funky and rocking. This is just a deep, badass groove. It was Mr. Whitford, Brad Whitford. This was a centerpiece. One of the big songs he would do a lot of soloing on live. This and Last Child were like two places where he would shine a lot live. And just that groove, it's just so sexy and just badass. Just they're saying, Lord, Steven Tyler's like a pimp. It's like this cosmic Northeast pimp. He's going to be the Lord of your thighs. I love it. It's one of their greatest songs. And kind of unique too. Like this, I love the Stones, but the Stones don't get this down and dirty and funky, in my opinion. Like Aerosmith really get deep down in there. And you could also hear a lot of influences had on like bands like Guns N' Roses, Rocket Queen to me. Like they took a lot from Lord of the Thighs to me. And this is the original, man, before Guns N' Roses were doing that stuff. Aerosmith was doing it. Love Lord of the Thighs. One of my favorite Aerosmith songs. Always loved it. Always will love it.
I love that drum beat too.
That's a great
Joey Kramer. So he's got that swing. He's got that 70s swing and groove. Love Joey Kramer. The rhythm section, fucking one of the best in the business. I love Aerosmith's rhythm section.
Number 9, Mark.
I went with what Al said, Licking a Promise.
Wow.
Fucking song rules, man.
Yeah.
She gave me a promise. Yeah, that no. It's like fucking hey. It's like
it's a badass tune because when he was doing it, I noticed you and me, Mark, were both like grooving to it. Like the song was on. Like,
I'm hearing it in my head as he was talking to it. I'm like,
that riff kills, man.
Oh my god, this is like I always like the groove. If you ever listen to the Freeform Rock podcast, I'm always talking about the groove and the rhythm. I'm more with Edwin on a lot of things. That's why me and probably Edwin like the Stones, and freaking Eric doesn't. It's but I love this song. It fucking rules.
Cool.
Right on, man.
Good pick. Number 9, Jerry.
Well, let's stick with the Rocks album, man. Nobody's Fault.
Ooh, yeah.
It's fucking just a powerhouse song for that time period. It was super heavy,
man.
And hats off to Testament. They did a kick-ass version of that. Cover of it. Like I said, it's just like that album rocks, man. It's just so freaking it's heavy and intense, man. It blows my mind every time I listen to it. It always sounds fresh when I put it on. And that's one of my favorite songs off it.
Right on.
I'm just wondering why Aerosmith hasn't done like box sets of these albums.
Yeah, like a deluxe. God, fucking deluxe rocks.
I know.
Yeah. I'd buy that. Like, don't you want money, Aerosmith? I'll give you more money.
Take my money if you give me a deluxe with some live, like a live show from that tour.
Picture like a Get Your Wings like deluxe edition that has like a Steven Tyler acoustic demo of Seasons of Wither. Like
I know, man.
Come on.
They did a tour. They did a tour doing the whole Toys in the Attic. I'm surprised they didn't do a whole one doing the whole Rocks album.
Yeah, I mean, even not like at least your two biggest albums from the 70s, Toys in the Attic and Rocks. You can't just do that. Come on.
Going back to back.
Well, AC/DC's the same way too, though. I like AC/DC. Back in Black had a 40th anniversary, and you didn't release a deluxe edition. Don't you want to fucking knock Michael Jackson off the charts? Come on. You guys can do it. That album has sold so many copies. It's one deluxe edition away from being the top selling album of all time. Fucking get into it and hook your fans up. All you have to do is just remaster it one more time and add a cool live concert. Add a concert. Add that awesome Donington and the Largo concert. You know, that awesome Largo concert from '81. Just fucking add that. Come on, I'll give it.
Highway to Hell deluxe edition, man.
They didn't do that. Highway to Hell, Back and Black, for those about to rock, all should have had deluxe edition.
Yeah, those are 3 great albums.
Rush and freaking Kiss do that shit, but Kiss
does it every couple of years because Kiss knows how to make money. But you know what? They actually, to Kiss's credit, they give their fans a good product. You know, you get a lot of cool shit. You know, look at those Kissologies and a lot of cool demos and stuff. Fans want that. And Aerosmith and AC/DC are being stingy with the fans, and they, I don't. That's my little rant.
Yeah, I badmouth Kiss for that, but here I am buying everything they put out. So
there's something to be said for giving people. It's one thing if they just keep putting out remasters of the same thing every 5 years, but I will say, Kiss has actually done some cool products. Like they put out some cool shit.
Yeah, all you Kiss nerds and those soundboards, you guys are going.
I love this soundboard.
I'm just like every day I see a new soundboard from this set to this. I go, dude, they're just gonna release them all. Just release a whole box set of the soundboards, and then you fucking make a shit ton of money all at once.
Yeah, let's probably stretch it out.
Speaking of Kiss, real quick, man, I'm wondering if Gina Paul really pissed at like that whole slew of concerts that just leaked out on YouTube, like those classic '70s shows, man. There's like a bunch of like fucking new ones, like complete shows, like pro shot videos that are awesome. Actually, any Kiss fan is like salivating over that shit right now, and it's all and Kiss and Gina Paul gotta be pissed they're not making money from that or something.
Yeah. It's fun every time, and I love Mick Watkins. Nothing against him, but every time he talks about like a new, because he's one of those fans. Every time every time he does a video for a soundboard, I always think to myself at first I go, "Oh, what's the year?" And then when he says like 90 or 2000, I go, "Oh, okay, I'm never buying this." I mean, unless it says 70s. Maybe early 80s, maybe like Creatures tour. That might be cool.
I don't think they want to get Vinny in mind.
But maybe that's how they want to do it. But yeah, maybe that. Oh, I think you just figured it out. Maybe there's some contractual thing why we're not getting the good stuff. But I mean, I only want to hear Kiss from like 74 to like 82. Like that would be.
I think the newest soundboard is a '70s one. So
77, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, he did one for the reunion. Maybe he didn't get that one yet. He just did a video about the reunion one. 77 Love Gun Tour?
Yeah. Okay,
that's decent. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. Yeah.
Yeah, but why is everybody doing the brown paper bag things lately? Even Aerosmith did it right there. It's like
because it makes it look like a bootleg, even though bootlegs don't actually look like that anymore.
I
know. Where are we at? Oh yeah, my number 9. Off of Night of the Ruts, I like the song because it reminds me of Zeppelin so much. Reefer-Headed Woman. It really, I mean, that song has Led Zeppelin written all over it. The Zeppelin blues kind of sound. Huh?
It's a cover, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think Edwin and Eric and Lee discussed that album, right?
Yeah, we did. We did Night in the Ruts. Yeah, I'm a big Night in the Ruts guy. I can already tell Andy's the guy who's always gonna surprise us.
Yeah,
his top 10.
It's a great pick, though. I mean,
it's a really good song. I love it, and that's what it reminded me of the Zeppelin.
Yeah,
that track there.
Well, Aerosmith loves Zeppelin too. To me, they were like the bastard child of Zeppelin and Stones. If Zeppelin and Stones had a kid, it'd be Aerosmith.
Well, didn't Steven audition for Aerosmith? For Led Zeppelin, I mean.
Who knows?
They said they did. Was it him, Miles Kennedy, Sammy Hagar?
Oh, I have to look into that. It's possible. Yeah, he was.
Well, Miles said he did.
But did Steven Tyler? How did he get it?
Steven Tyler wanted to do it, and Anna Wilson of Heart wrote them a letter, and they didn't get back to her. She wanted to do it.
And sings those songs awesome. Man.
She would have been my choice, man.
And is that the one where they settled on Chris Robinson from Black Crowes?
No, this was
this is after they did that
the reunion,
the reunion show, and they wanted to get going, and Robert said, "No, I'm done." And they said, "Wow, we still want to go. We got juice, man." And they said, "Fuck it."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
All right,
number 8.
I'm going to the Toys in the Attic album on this one. I love the song "No More, No More." It shows a nice melodic side of Aerosmith, but it's not sappy. I love Steven singing in this song, and I don't know, man. Lyrically, it's a really, really cool song. Bloodstains the iris of my daddy's baby grand. Things like that. I mean, I thought it was like really cool. I really love. I mean, it's just the melodicism of the song, And again, like it's not a sappy ballad. It's still them kind of, showing their melodic side, but still rocking at the same time, So I really, that's like one of my favorite songs off of Toys. So I mean, every song on Toys is great, but I really like that song. So No More, No More is my number 8.
Great pick.
Yeah, that's a great track. What's your number 8, Eddie?
In some ways, I feel like it's the No More of Rocks. Is Sick as a Dog. Sick as a Dog. Song. Very melodic, very catchy song. It's rocking, but kind of power pop at the same time. Tom Hamilton actually is playing guitar on that one and helped co-write it, and just showing you how talented that whole band was. And I just always love that song. Something about it. And it also has great live version on live bootleg. But and that's the song that leads into Nobody's Fault. I always kind of see them as a 1-2 punch in a way. But I always loved Sickest Dog. Very, very catchy Aerosmith song. Just got that great 70s rock sound. I just love that. I love that song.
Love that song too, man.
Yeah. Mark, it's you. You're next.
It's like the last 2 tracks, me and Al were like in each other's heads. I picked No More also, man.
Cool, man.
I saw the way you reacted to that.
I was like, nah. I go, I want to change it now. I'm like,
I'm not drinking whiskey either, man.
I know, man. That's a fucking great song.
If our minds are together right now, my brain should be soaked with whiskey right now.
You soak up that whiskey. It might be.
Oh, man, you should have seen me yesterday. Doing the radio show. I was like, on the radio. No, I was good on the radio show. I did good. I think I did. Everybody said it was a great show yesterday. Even
I now I feel bad that I didn't listen to it.
I was trying to get you in there.
I came online like late. Like by the time I came online, you were already at the apologetic stage. I come online and there's this big thread of you stirring all this shit, fighting with people and calling us out and all this stuff.
I didn't call you guys out.
You did. It's all right. You were drunk. You were talking shit. So you're talking all this shit. I come in right at the end. And I'm just like, hey, Mark, it's all cool. Well, I thought we were going to have fun on that show, whatever. And then you're like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I was drunk. And it's like, oh, I came in just in time. I came right in time.
Sometimes I need to stay off Facebook while I'm drinking. It's like shit comes in my head. I just start talking. And then later I go, what the fuck am I talking about?
It's like, I don't know. This guy's, why is he fighting people? He seems like a perfect gentleman to me.
But I also said, man, I'm going to promote you guys. I love you. I've said that too.
You do realize something else, Mark. What? You do realize I am the administrator of the RMCP Army, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I have to promote the RMCP. I mean, it is my favorite podcast, but I do have to promote it as well. I'm the administrator. I'm not the administrator of the Free Form podcast.
I know.
So you can't compare.
I'm not the administrator of your podcast, but I put it up every fucking time you guys release
this show.
I can't always do that every week, but I do it periodically, and it's from the heart when I do it.
I do you guys every time you release a new episode.
Like I said, I do it when I actually sit and listen to the whole episode. I'm entertained by it.
I don't even listen to your episode. I listen to it after.
That's what I'm saying. Don't share us unless you actually listen to it.
Can I say something, man?
I share you guys because I want you guys to do well. That's why.
Well, we're just sharing all to the same people anyway.
Not really. I go into a lot of groups you guys aren't in.
Well, that's true. Okay, well then keep doing it. Keep sharing. Good job, Mark.
You don't go into country and rock legends.
Yeah, I don't do that. You're not going to get as much of a bump from me anyway.
What is it? Long live soundtracking. I'm in that.
My technique is, I don't know how Al does it, or it's but I pretty much, we got our little groups or little RMCP related groups. And then I only go to groups that are specifically like the band that we're doing. And then that's pretty much all I do. That's all I
do hot poop, and I know you guys aren't going to listen to that, but you should, because I'm going off on Lee. That's fucking hilarious.
I mean, that's the thing. You guys have a lot of content too. I can't. I mean, you guys, you put shit out all the time.
Twice a week we put on.
That's a lot.
I just put out a video, and then we put out the podcast. And if someone special comes on the podcast like James West, I'll release that because he was on there, because that guy is awesome.
Well, I tell you, put me on your podcast, and then I'm definitely listening, at least while we're doing it.
Well, I gotta say,
I just want to get that dude down there to promote more. Jerry.
I gotta say, much like Aerosmith live in the '70s, this show's gone off the fucking rails.
And we ain't doing any rails, so we're good. Like Aerosmith was.
Oh God!
Oh,
you got it.
Rails? I never done rails.
You got? Oh, you not really?
No.
I've never tried. I've only smoked weed. I never tried any chemicals.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Huh?
I never thought that.
Rails was a long time ago.
That's one time about it.
Anyway, get
Where
back on track here. Who's next?
Well, you had no more.
Yeah, Jerry's number.
Jerry's next.
Number 8.
One of the coolest riffs I think Aerosmith has. I love playing on the guitar when I can. My hands able to play. Draw the Line. I love the opening riff to that.
Yes.
I think it's some of the best riffs of Aerosmith catalog, in my opinion. I don't know what to say. It's a kick-ass song.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm short and sweet, guys. Sorry.
No,
That's all right. It's good. It's a good contrast to me and Mark rambling on like drunkards.
Hey, man, I will do that 5150. I'm just telling you, I will do 5150.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll set that up.
Yeah.
Just an amazing guitar riff, man. And they don't get enough credit for the riffs they come up with in their tunes, man. They want some kick-ass riffs, man.
Yeah, Draw the Line's amazing. I love, and Steven singing when it comes back on, he does that high pitch. Right. I think that's like his most savage, over the top singing ever.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Real quick, I remember a band I was in. We were gonna try to cover that one, but the singer just wasn't cutting it on that part, man. We just ended up dropping it because it was just so tough to do that, coming back the way Steven came back in, man.
Yeah, I don't think not too many people can do that.
It's not easy, man. So
maybe that dude from Faith No More.
Which you mean the first guy?
Mike Patton. Mike Patton. Maybe he.
Mike Patton. No, I don't think Mike Patton's good. Maybe Rob Halford. You need to get.
Maybe Rob Halford. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it wouldn't be raspy. It'd be different. That's the thing. Yeah. Only Steven could do it high pitch and raspy.
Yeah.
Actually, Draw the Line. Honorary mention of a song that missed my honorary mentions. I thought about Draw the Line. So spoiler alert, it's not on my list. But I felt bad about it. It's actually one of the songs that popped in my head. And I thought, shouldn't Draw the Line be here? But there was just 15 songs I loved even more. That's all.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome song. Good pick here.
I could have changed this list a million times.
Yeah, I could have too. Yeah. We could probably do a top 10 list next week with 10 different songs each.
That's what Al said.
This might become like a poker game. It'll be a lot of wives are gonna get pissed off. It'll be 3 a.m. and someone's gonna go, "Hey, a reason a dog." That's a great deep cut.
I gotta turn this Dodger game off. It's pissing me off. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Well, that's your aesthetic, having the baseball.
Andy, take over. It's your show, man.
I'm just listening. My number 8. I think Mark already mentioned it. This can be no surprise.
No, that wasn't me.
That was me.
That was him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow.
Yeah, I was number 10.
Number 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song too.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really good starter for that album. Really is.
You guys should all get gems, man. That album rules. That's great beat tracks.
That's the first time I heard a lot of these songs. Gems was my gateway to 70s Aerosmith.
Gems.
Gems. Great compilation.
Dude, it is.
Get Your Wings was actually my first Aerosmith album when I was a kid.
Wow, that's a great first Aerosmith album.
I was that Red Greatest Hits album they had.
Wow.
Yeah, it was I had Get Your Wings because of the album was left behind. My dad I told this story one time, but my dad owned an apartment building and some guy abandoned his apartment building, left behind everything. And that was like one of the albums in there. It was pretty beat up, the Aerosmith album, but I remember listening to it as a kid and, really loving that album. So, but that was my first Aerosmith album. But then it was like the Red Greatest Hits after that, But I mean, and like the Red Greatest Hits. I mean, completely chopped up like some songs, man. Like,
it's horrible.
Yeah,
I mean, it starts. Sweet Emotion starts off, doesn't even have the intro. You know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, my number 7. Are you done, Andy?
No, I don't think Andy.
I'm done.
Oh, yeah, I thought you had no surprise. All right.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna pull this one out.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
That's the album that basically got everybody. I got into Permanent Vacation. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
Permanent Vacation was my first, and then
that was a lot of people's first, man. Too.
It was.
They came back.
And that led to Gems, and then that led to Columbia House, and that led to the first 6 albums.
Dirt Diggler.
I'm proud to admit that I actually paid my whole dues to Columbia House. I paid up.
You actually paid them?
Yeah.
Well, did you?
Jerry's the one guy that paid them.
Hold on,
you guys ever?
Hold on a second. I'm calling Columbia House right now. Hey, Columbia House, Eddie, it owes you.
It's in Terra.
I had people prank me, calling me up that know the story, and saying, "Hey, this is Columbia House."
Did you ever get BMG also? I did both of them.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I worked over all those motherfuckers.
I worked all of them.
I did them all. It kept me in CDs for years.
Oh God, yeah.
All right.
I was lucky because I was a single kid, and I'd come home and get the mail. My mom wouldn't know.
before streaming, before Napster, we had the Columbia House game. Except for we actually had something we could,
call and read, and
we actually had physical media.
We were scamming the scammers anyway, so
we were stealing physical media and
from the scammers,
sticking it to the big corporations.
Shame on you.
We are awesome. Okay, so Al.
number 7.
7.
Going back to the Rocks album, I got to go Rats in the Cellar, man. That's
that's a fucking great song.
Deep down and dirty Aerosmith, man. Like, just another killer guitar riff. Just like, starts off, with like kind of hear the tape like speeding up or something, and going under the rise. That's just the way Steven follows the riff, singing. Just killer, man. I mean, just like down sleazy Aerosmith, the way I love it, man. You
can actually see the scenes in your head when
you can actually
the song is going on.
You can actually like picture them actually in a basement somewhere with rats all around them, like, and bottles of booze and fucking whatever chemicals they were taking, just jamming it,
just throwing around,
just jamming this song and recording it. That would have been a cool studio like environment to be in. Probably it's probably the environment that they were in. But Rats in the Cellar, man. I mean, Rocks, dude. I mean, I could have threw this whole Rocks album as my top 10, but. Again, I had to pick some different ones, but Rats and Cellar is one of my faves, man. So I got to put that in there.
And that kicked off Gems, actually. That was the first song on Gems.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and
Gems was a great compilation, man.
It is. It's a very unlikely compilation because a lot of compilations are greatest hits instead of greatest deep tracks. Pretty much what Gems is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also was. You ever see that Texas live jam?
Yeah.
That they opened for Rats in the Cellar. It was fucking awesome with the fireworks, and I love Rats in the Cellar. It's a great pick. Al. My number 7 is Chip Away at the Stone.
That's a great song.
I'm a big Stones guy. I love the Stones, so I do like that side of Aerosmith where they get not just funky and rock, but also a little Stonesy. This is probably one of their Stonesiest songs, which maybe is why it's called Chip Away at the Stone. Like they're kind of acknowledging it a little bit. Yeah, but it's just great. I just love that riff. This was on the Gems compilation. The studio version. This was the only place where you could get the studio version of the song, or you could get the live version.
Back in the day,
yeah. So, but like I said, this after I swiped my older brother's Permanent Vacation, I got the cassette of Gems, and that was actually the first Aerosmith album myself that I actually bought, and that's kind of was the gateway for 70s Aerosmith. So a lot of the deep. So I actually listened to the deep tracks, a lot of deep tracks before the greatest hits. Like that's the weird thing is I actually heard Chip Away at the Stone before like Dream On. So I entered Aerosmith a little different than a lot of people. So, but that like as soon as I heard it, it was just like where was this music all my life? So But yeah, Chip Away the Stone. And then I remember when I got all the albums from Columbia House, it's like, oh, Chip Away the Stone's not there. Where's that song? So, because this is before the internet, where you didn't know everything about everything. I just like, oh, I don't know, but someone fucked up. Chip Away the Stone's not on one of these albums. What happened?
Columbia House was supposed to come back like a few years ago with vinyl, and it never did. So
that would.
I know. I'm making up some names.
I'm gonna have dreams about that today.
I think they thought about it and they were like, a lot of people are gonna fucking scam us.
There's gonna be a lot of middle-aged guys going.
There comes Dirk Diggler,
bring it on.
Fucking Montoya, Inigo Montoya. I'm making some names up.
Oh man, why you tease me? Why you tease me like that, Al?
I was pissed because I signed up for updates and nothing happened to it.
Wait, Chip Away the Stone. Great song. I love it. Just down and dirty. Love the lyrics. Love the attitude. It's fucking Aerosmith in the 70s. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the 70s because 70s Aerosmith is the best. That's science. Mark, what's your number 7?
Oh, my number 7. Did you guys ever get that Permanent Vacation cassette where it had the embroidered Aerosmith logo on the plastic cassette case?
No, I
remember seeing that. I think a friend of mine had it, but I never.
Yeah, I had it. It melted in the car later. But because when I got my first car, I had that. Yeah, you got the embroidered one?
I don't think so.
Mine was embroidered on the plastic case itself on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like that.
I like that.
I would buy that just for that.
Wait, could I see the label now without it?
Oh yeah, just the cover.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
they embroidered it.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I bought that when it first came out. It was my first cassette. I bought that actually with my own money at Tower Records. So
I bought Pump. I had the Pump cassette. You see, when I had to buy things for my own money because they were a little cheaper on cassette.
Yeah.
When you're like in junior high, like $5 makes a difference. So
it's like when they came out with CDs, could I get 3 cassettes or 1 CD?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I only had CDs if it was Columbia House or if it was like a birthday or Christmas or something. If it was allowance money, it was always cassettes. It's funny because this would drive me nuts now because I'm so OCD of music. But back then I had like some cassettes, some CDs, depending on the circumstance of how I got the album. But so I had the CD of Permanent Vacation that I stole from my brother. And I had the first 6 albums on CD because I got them from Columbia House. But when Pump came out, it was like the first new Aerosmith album I bought. It was a cassette. That would drive me nuts now. But back then I was like, oh, it's just $10. I'm just going to get the cassette. But,
I saw that tour with Back for the Attack. Dokken opened up for them at the Long Beach Arena.
That's badass.
That's a good album.
Horrible, dude. Dokken was bad. It's like awesome. George Lynch and fucking Don were fighting. George kept turning up his amp and drowning out Don, and Don would say, "Fucking turn down your shit." Yeah.
That's great. So you saw the drama unfold.
Oh, I saw the drama. Thinking about it now, that was badass.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
But listening to the songs, it's going, I'm trying to get burning like a flame, and you guys are arguing on the fucking stage. What the fuck is going on here?
They got into a fist fight outside the AC/DC show. That they
shit! I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Don threw down.
Well, speaking of Permanent Vacation, man, I picked St. John. I think that song is bluesy and fucking groovy as hell. I love it.
Yeah, that's one of the really great deep tracks on there.
Yeah, I love that song. Yeah, that's a great song. That's got a lot of Whitford all over it.
I fucking love that song.
Stuff. Yeah,
that comes on shuffle on my iPhone. I fucking play it like 3 times.
Great song, great pick.
Yeah.
Jerry, what's your number 7?
All right, I'm going to get to the sappy part of the sappy generation, or the sappy era.
Oh, shit.
Crying? I'm going to go
Amazing?
Crying.
Crying.
Yeah, you want Crying.
I love that fucking song.
You want full Crying.
At least you didn't pick I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, or you did later.
No, I didn't get that.
I don't know. He might have picked
but I love that song. I think it's got cool changes in it. Great. Steven Tyler's vocals are awesome, and the video is cool too. It's one of my favorite songs from that era of Aerosmith, and the staple pretty much now. When they did tour, all the times I see it.
You know why it's a staple?
Why?
Because younger generation don't know the 70s Aerosmith, so they have to play the newer stuff that they got into.
I gotta tell you, Jerry.
Maybe it's a good song, maybe too.
I think Amazing is better because of that guitar solo by Joe Perry.
I like Amazing a little bit better too.
Yeah,
I never thought the Maiden guy was going to be crying. So I'm just saying now, Jerry, like Andy, I have no idea what you're going to pick next. So this is exciting.
Oh, it's going to get it's going to get worse, I think.
I had no idea. I just thought he was going to. I look at Jerry and his Maiden poster. I think he's just going to go metal and hard rock Aerosmith, and he just fucking threw down crying. So I have no idea. Your number one choice could be Pink. I have no idea.
I like Wham, so whatever. But I didn't pick any ballads. I didn't pick any ballads. He left.
Jerry leave. Did we chase him out?
See this pen?
Hey Jerry, come back. I was just
Jerry, come back.
My glasses are saving. My glasses are saving my eye from a pen going into it.
Hey, I do like Crying, but I would have never picked that as a top 10.
Maybe Alicia.
It is a good song.
Maybe a top 50.
Alicia Silverstein was his first time. You know what I mean.
My number 7, it's going to be off of the Pump album, and it's going to be a ballad, What It Takes.
Now, that's a good ballad. I got your back on that one.
That is a good ballad.
I like that ballad, actually.
So I don't think
my internet's been going back and forth all night.
All right. Yeah, I really love that song. What It Takes is actually a really good ballad. Yeah.
Now, I really like the emotion that Steven Tyler shows throughout that whole song, especially at the end with his screaming. Every time I hear it on the radio, I get into that song. So number 7 is What It Takes off of the Pump album. Pump was a fantastic album. I love Pump.
Yeah, that's my favorite post done with Mirrors. So I guess, it's not saying much. But that's my favorite one. But I like that. It's a great, like, kind of honky-tonk kind of ballad. I like that. I remember when Steven Tyler did that country album, I remember thinking to myself, oh, well, maybe I'll sound like What It Takes. And then I listened to it, and I was like, oh, no.
You listened to it? I wouldn't even try.
I gave it a shot. And
only Bon Jovi did a good country album.
Like I said, I thought, hey, well, maybe it'll be What It Takes. Maybe it'll be like Stonesy. And I like outlaw country. I like a lot.
I like outlaw country too.
I like a lot of Waylon and Willie and stuff. So I was giving it a shot. But it was all like modern sounding country. It was not like
I posted an outlaw country with the Waylon Jennings and shit yesterday.
We're at number 6.
Andy wants to control us. Okay, as you should, Andy. We're out of control. Al, what's your number 6?
Number 6.
Out of control.
Going to the done with the Get Your Wings album. Going with Seasons of Wither. Love this song. It's like Aerosmith, that like kind of they're kind of like I don't know, like they're mellow, but it's Steven Tyler telling a story again. I want to say it's kind of trippy in a way. I mean, it's a good if you're under the influence of certain substances. Really, really, really cool song to listen to. One of my favorites on Get Your Wings, actually. So, Seasons of Wither. And it's one of Steven Tyler's, he says it's one of his favorite songs, too, especially from that album. And I saw Aerosmith live a couple of times when they've done that song. And, it's funny, man. I mean, I love that song, and I'm a fan of, like a lot of deep tracks. It's just one of those songs where you look around the crowd and, 75% of the people are kind of tuned out. They have no fucking clue what they're playing.
Right.
And it's
That's why they play Crying all the time.
I'm never gonna hear the end of it now.
Yeah, then after that song, they'll go into like I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and it's some sappy bullshit. To get the crowd back. Funny thing about that song is my
bathroom songs for me.
It was in my wedding, that song, the Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
That's bad luck. It means an asteroid's gonna hit your.
Yeah. I mean, it's 20 years. Over 20 years I've been with my wife, so it hasn't happened yet. So
there you go. The asteroid bad luck curse did not happen. You got lucky. You dodged
I got the Crying Tick collection of that movie. I like it.
If you jinx me, I'm going after you, Eddie.
Oh, when
Yeah, next year he's divorced and he's living back at his mother's and he's eating Captain Crunch in the afternoon.
Eddie, you son of a bitch.
Eddie.
You'll be eating that Diddy Moore's dog food stew.
And every time he hears "Don't Miss a Thing," he cries.
But yeah,
he weeps into his cereal.
Yeah, but Seasons of Wither from Get Your Wings, that's going to be my number 6.
Yeah.
Moving right along, Eddie, let's go.
We're talking about wedding songs. When my wife cut the cake, we were doing Def Leppard's "Pour Some Sugar on Me" for when we're.
I love that song, but
no,
I want to do that one. But you know what? Our thing was we did 2 songs. We did "Time Stands Still" as our first dance by Rush.
Yeah,
my wife loves Rush. She rules.
Listen, first of all, if you got your wife to have a Rush song at your wedding, you're golden.
No
That's what her friend said. Her friend said, "You guys danced to Rush? What the fuck?" And he goes, "That's awesome." And then we did a Cheap Trick song, "Time Love That Shines" from one of their Bang Bang Zoom album. We did that one too.
Oh wow!
So,
and my wife surprised me. We did a slow dance, a couple's dance to "Harvest Moon" by Neil Young.
Oh, that's really nice.
Neil Young's one of my favorites, so that was a big surprise.
Yeah,
we're not doing top 10 wedding songs. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. Number 6. Well, number 6, I'm actually going to be really quick because you two guys, Andy and Al, already talked about it. My number 6 is "No Surprise." No Surprise, nice. Awesome song. You guys already said it. We know it. It kind of makes sense for me too because it's kind of a Stonesy sounding Aerosmith song. "Down and Dirty," love it. I think Steven Tyler's greatest lyrics. I love his lyrics.
Well, the lyrics are great on that, man.
Vaccinate your ass with a phonograph needle. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. And Mark, what is your number 6?
Well, you already picked it, Eddie. Right. Lord of the Thighs, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. Down, dirty, fucking groovy, fucking Steven just on top. The fucking groove is on fucking amazing. I love that fucking song.
And what a fucking great song title, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. This will speed up because we're going to be replicating some of the choices.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe
I could. Spoiler alert.
I don't know because Andy might pick some more songs from the album that I picked a lot from.
Well, there is Andy and Jerry to contend with.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like Al and you.
We're the fun ones.
Well, I didn't pick "Crying." So. I think you picked that because of the chicks in the video. Just saying.
Sammy Hagar sucks.
Thank you.
So Jerry, it's that "Carry On to Wood" song. It's what's next?
Carry Underwood got some legs now, man. Great legs.
What's your number 6, Jerry?
My number 6 is "Stick with Rocks," man. Last Child, man.
Great song.
Nice.
Yeah. Starts out with what
funky
funky
Aerosmith again.
What's that?
Funky Aerosmith again.
Yeah. It's a great song. Classic Aerosmith. Like you said, "Rocks" is freaking amazing record. Like it could probably be a top 10 all of its own.
Yep.
That song has serious swagger to it, man.
Yeah.
Last Child shit.
Yeah. When it comes to Aerosmith, they've gone through so many different decades, and there's so many different songs and sounds. It's a fantastic band to do this for because there's so much different stuff that comes out of this band. We're at number 6.
Yep.
Number 6, "Kings and Queens" off the Draw the Line album.
Another great one.
It's a badass song. I love the way the changes, just the slowing down, the speeding up, and the vocals by Tyler just kicks ass, man. And the band is all along with him. So sounds great. So "Kings and Queens," my number 6.
Steven's singing is stellar on that, man.
Yeah.
When he hits those high notes and shit, oh my god. That's a great pick, Andy.
Yeah.
But number 5, I'm going to "Draw the Line" album, the title track. I gotta go "Draw the Line." Again, I don't know who picked it. Was it you, Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that riff, man, just killer
it
riff.
It is, man. I
mean, when it just opens up with I remember, when I would play guitar and nobody's home, my parents would go out. I'd seriously go downstairs, bro, and just crank the fucking amp up to 11, dude, and just fucking hit that opening chord, man.
Yeah.
and just like rattle the. It's just like one of those chords that just rattles the windows, dude. You know, and it just goes into that. Just
one of those songs the neighbors hear when you play it. So yeah.
Yeah, and then again, like you know, like you were saying, I think Eddie was saying like that when you know Steven comes back in with that singing. I mean, it's just I can't even replicate. I won't even try. But yeah, that's Steven at his most like just fucking Steven, bro. You know what I mean? At his most probably addicted. You know, that's probably the height of his addictions. You know, I heard that like they, you know, during that album was like when the shit was starting to take over. But hey, man, you know, they were still cranking out great music though. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, number 5, Draw the Line for me.
Awesome. My number 5 is for the first album, one of my all-time favorite Aerosmith songs, One Way Street.
Yeah.
It's a great album. It's a good song.
So blues epic. I describe it as a blues epic, kind of like probably it is my favorite Rolling Stones song is Midnight Rambler. You know,
that song.
And it has that kind of, it's just badass, that groove. I love the sound, the guitars, the swagger, everything. They actually played it the first time I saw Aerosmith, the first concert, Pump Tour. They played it. And even then, because by that point I had done the Columbia House scam, so I had the first album. And even back then, as like a punk-ass junior high kid, One Way Street was like one of my favorite Aerosmith songs.
Oh, wow.
I remember when they played it. I was like, oh, shit, they're playing One Way Street. I got like really excited. So like, you know, I guess I was a cool kid. But anyway, One Way Street's awesome. One of their best songs. I still love it to this day. It's always one of my favorite songs. I love a lot of the blues, so that's another thing. Like funk, I love a lot of blues. And it's an awesome song. One of my favorites.
Yeah, who picked Seasons of Wither? Because that's my number 5.
I did.
Yeah, fucking song rules.
It does.
Fucking song rules. You could play that song fucking a million times. Never get bored of it. It's just an amazing fucking. I don't want to call it a ballad. It's just a fucking great song.
It's like a mood. It's like a mood. To me, it's like a mood, like a moody piece. You know what I mean? Like it puts you like in a certain mood. Like, you know, when you're just kind of like chilling out, and you're just like, yeah, man. You know, it's definitely a stoner song. You know?
Oh yeah, smoke some weed. Fucking.
There's another fun song to play on the guitar too, man.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
She's a Wither, man. I mean,
it's a great fucking song. It's a fucking all-time classic.
Good pick, man.
Yeah, great song. Jerry, you're number 5.
All right, guys. You might as well start laughing at me now, but
Ragdoll.
I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
Angel.
There you go. Angel off Permanent Vacation.
I like it.
I do like that song. I do like that song.
Dude, that is one of the most beautiful songs ever written, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, that's you, man. Go ahead.
Ragdoll would have been better.
I mean, Steven Tyler's vocals on that are incredible. His vocals are incredible all the time, but the emotion he puts in that song is amazing. I remember first hearing it, I fell in love with it. I actually fell in love with that album when I heard Dude Looks Like a Lady. And I was like, wow, this Aerosmith sounds pretty cool now. So,
which is about Vince
Neil.
Neil.
Again, I mean, excuse me. So,
yeah, I got that 45.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. I know it's a ballad, but it's
a good song.
Good song.
It's all right. Seasons of Weather is technically kind of about.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Anyway, that's my number 5.
Hey, dude looks like a lady is about Vince Neil coming up to him at a bar.
Yep.
Andy, what's your 5?
Yeah, number 5, Last Child off of Rocks. In fact, that's my first time I hit Rocks right now. Yeah, that's my first Rocks pick, but Last Child. It's a great track, rocking from beginning to end. I love it. So my number 5 is Last Child. I think it's already been spoken about. It's already been picked.
Yep.
Who picked that one?
I picked it.
Jerry did.
Jerry picked it.
Yeah, but that's funky Aerosmith, dude. That's a great track, man.
Just a punk in the street.
All right, so where are we at now? We're at 4.
4.
Back to the Toys in the Attic album. I'm going with Adam's Apple.
Nice.
Always love that song, man. Like I remember listening to it on headphones, and when they go into that part where it's like Joe and Brad are like kind of like one's going up and one's going down, like on a good. I can't like. One's going up an octave, one's going down an octave. It's kind of fucks with your brain, like when you're listening to it on headphones, because it kind of separates that part on the guitar. But anyway, I'm getting technical. But Adam's Apple just fucking rocks. I mean, it's one of my favorite songs on Toys in the Attic too. I'm saying every song on Toys in the Attic is my favorite, but it's like one of my favorites. I mean, it's like one of those albums where like it's like, oh well, this is my number 1A. This is my 1B, 1C, 1D. You know what I mean? You can't like almost kind of even rank them, you know. But yeah, Adam's Apple, just love that song, man. Toys in the Attic, my number 4. Eddie.
Great choice. My number 4, we're going back to rocks again, is Combination.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Joe Perry, man.
Yeah, one of Joe's best tracks. I love the dual lead vocal, that riff, that
oh god, seen Joe
badass.
Seen Joe do that solo a couple, like I've seen Joe Perry solo a couple times too, and he always does that one.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite tracks. And
yeah,
I mean it's an awesome song, and it's the way it's hard rocking, but also it gets a little psychedelic at the end. It gets a little trippy. And it's awesome. And almost kind of like that. There's that kind of that middle part in there. It's almost kind of like, I'm not gonna say proggy, but it does go like into these odd time like type of changes and shit. I'm like, dude, they're almost kind of doing like a Rush kind of thing, like a kind of off time, kind of thing in the middle of the song. I think it's awesome. Yeah, musically, Aerosmith's very underrated in a lot of ways because they throw in these little moments. You'll listen to these little moments, and you go, "Oh wow!" Like these guys are playing at a different level than a lot of other classic rock bands. They were let's just say they were like, and no disrespect to Kiss, but like compared to bands like Kiss and stuff, like Aerosmith was much closer to me, like with Led Zeppelin and like Pink Floyd.
They didn't play by the numbers. They played their own brand of music.
Right. Well, I also mean just like technically. I mean, like they were technically really, really good musicians, and they were kind of playing on a more sophisticated level than a lot of other classic rock bands. But the combination's amazing. Well, in fact, I felt a little bad making it just number 4, but I guess in the grand scheme of things, that's still pretty high. But yeah, one of my favorite songs.
Kind of just to interject a little bit, Eddie, like kind of going back to what you were saying earlier in the show. How about Brad Whitford being kind of a little more of a technical player and Joe being a bit more like the off the cuff kind of, play, kind of like a little more of a ragged. I think that's what made Aerosmith kind of like special because you had kind of like that technical side of them, and then you had like it was like a combination of both. I remember Steven Tyler saying that, like he saw Joe Perry, before like Steven was even in the band and they were playing Brown Snake Shake by Fleetwood Mac, but they were playing it so fucking out of tune and so raggedy, but they had like a groove to it. And then Steven was like really attracted to the groove. And Steven had more of a musical background. So he was like, if I can combine my musical background with their kind of like, like looseness and, it would kind of make a great combination. That's where you kind of like you're saying, like that whole combination, it was just magic when all of them were like together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he used to grow because he was a drummer too. So he used to apparently according to Joey Kramer, he was a real hard ass, but he kind of forced Joey Kramer to kind of play at the top of his game. Because apparently Steven Tyler was very much like, hey, do it like this. And then he kind of like Paul McCartney in the Beatles, like, Paul could. There wasn't really anything Ringo could do that Paul himself couldn't do on the drums. That sometimes challenges people to play like at the best that they can play, and that's the thing.
Their capacity.
He was a tyrant for good back in the 70s, Steven Tyler. So what is your number 4, Mark?
I'm going to the Pump album, man. I'm going to pick Young Lust.
Great
that fucking song rules, man. It's like there's so many breaks and going everywhere in that song. It's like it starts off in a fucking harmonica and fucking everything's just going all over the place. Fucking, it's a fucking metal song. If you listen to metal blues, I fucking love that track.
Yeah, it's a little draw the line-ish. Like I could hear that being on draw the line. It was a little bit of a return of their 70s sound, a little bit, even though it had a like late 80s production. But I do think Pump brought back a little of that groove after Permanent Vacation, which was a little slicker, I thought. Yeah.
A lot slicker, it really was.
Yeah. Good choice.
Jerry, number 4.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course.
Another song that every freaking guitar player knows or needs to know is off Get Your Wings. Same Old Song and Dance. Great opening riff. I mean, just it's a great riff, great song, great album. I don't know. Did anybody pick anything off Get Your Wings besides Seasons of Wither so far?
No, that's my only pick.
That's my only pick, I think. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a really good album.
There's a lot of songs off that album. No,
I was almost going to pick that one, Jerry, but I didn't pick it. But that's glad you did because I actually used to do that in a band that I was in. And that song always went over pretty well, and it was fun to play. Yeah, it's a great riff, man.
It's a party song. It really is.
Yeah. But it's like, was there coolers back then? Get yourself a cooler. There was no wine coolers back then, right? They were ahead of their time.
What was the big coolers back then? Bartles and James?
I don't think they had Bartles and James in the 70s.
Not yet. Maybe they meant like ice chest.
Maybe something, man.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the only thing
that was ice chest.
Maybe Bartles and James came from that song. Hey, let's get a wine cooler because Aerosmith said, get yourself a cooler.
Bartles and James, man.
I'm Bartles. This is James.
Hey, I drank that shit in the 80s, man.
Dude, I tried a Zima and that was it.
Zima, I tried one time. They were horrible.
That's what I said. I bought a 6-pack and I went to these chicks. You want these? Sure. They loved them.
You ever tried Strawberry Boone's Farm?
Oh, God, that was like Mickey Hork.
There's Boone's Farm and that was Cisco.
Off that shit, dude.
How about Cisco?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Cisco was liquid crack, man.
We would drink MD 2020s over here.
Yeah,
it was like an oval, no, like a rectangular bottle.
Yeah,
my goodness.
I'd be drinking Bud Ice. Beware of the big ones.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Jerry.
Well, yeah, that's my number 4.
All right.
Same Old Song and Dance. Get Your Wings.
My number 4 is going to come off the debut album. My first time getting to the debut album, Dream On. I always love that song. It has got so much emotion being behind it. It's performed fantastically. And that's the song that they put them on the map a couple of years later when they had to re-release it so that it can grab more traction. So Dream On, I don't remember what it was, but in the 90s they performed it like on the MTV Music Awards.
With an orchestra, right?
Yeah, the orchestra.
They performed it with an orchestra.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't that on the Last Action Hero soundtrack? Was that
Dream On?
It was on some kind of soundtrack where they did it with the orchestra.
Oh, it might have been.
It was, yeah.
You know what? I think you're right, man.
I think he is too.
I forgot about
remember that.
That's a great soundtrack, though.
But anyway, it's one of those songs that you forget about because you hear it all the time. You're like, I don't want to hear this song anymore. But man, it is a great song. Man.
Yeah, but when you put it on, you're like, or like in the context, again, when you hear a song in the context of the album, it really sticks out.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Dream On live on the Last Action Hero soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got to check that out then.
Dude, they got 2 songs by Alice in Chains on there. Tesla.
That's a great soundtrack, man.
It's a fucking great soundtrack. Better than the movie, but I do like the movie. So
Big Gun,
too,
Angry
Big
Again.
Gun,
There's a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah.
We didn't do a soundtrack show, did we?
Not yet.
That's
that is in the hopper.
Yeah, I would do that. I love.
There's one coming out for sure.
What did I miss? What was Jerry's for?
Same Old Song and Dance.
All right, great, solid choice. What was Andy's? Dream On?
Dream On.
Specifically Last Action Hero version?
No, we were just talking about it.
Oh, okay.
But they did it with an orchestra. I said that. I think that was on. Even Queensryche did the real world on that soundtrack too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on that.
Oh wow, I gotta check it out. Then I don't think I have it. I doubt it.
I used to
number 3, right? Are we at number 3?
Yeah, we're at number 3.
Number 3, y'all.
Well, I'm going to the Rocks album again, and one of their heaviest songs, and I believe Jerry already touched on this one. I got to go Nobody's Fault, and I believe that's a Brad Whitford track too, right?
Yeah.
Track.
Yeah.
And it seems like Brad Whitford, man, he penned a lot of their real heavy tracks, man.
Yeah, Round and Round, Voodoo Medicine Man. He was always the heavier guy.
Yeah. And Nobody's Fault, man. I always loved that one. Real down and heavy Aerosmith. I mean, when they really want to get heavy, they can get pretty heavy, man. I'm not saying Sabbath heavy, but they can get fucking pretty heavy, dude.
I think that song and Round and Round are kind of
could rival Sabbath, man.
Yeah, I think they are Sabbath heavy. Those two songs, anyway. Yeah.
But man, I got to go with that one. From Rocks, Nobody's Fault. Love that one. So that's my number 3. Go ahead, Eddie.
Awesome choice. My number 3. This is probably a dark horse, but it's always been one of my favorite songs from Night in the Ruts. My third choice is 3 Mile Smile.
Nice.
Kind of makes sense though when I like the funkier stuff. But this one's both funky and really hard rocking. It's got that really badass riff, courtesy of Joe Perry. The badass riff. You just want to groove to it. But then it gets then it gets real heavy. And that guitar solo though is actually Jimmy Crespo. The only solo he does on Night in the Ruts. He came in and did the solo because Joe had left by the time.
Yeah.
For the solo, and it's one of my favorite guitar solos on an Aerosmith album.
Shout out
rips.
Shout out to Jimmy Crespo, bro. He's
amazing guitarist, very underrated, and he's also in one of my honorary mentions. So I'll talk about him again.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah, Jimmy Crespo is very underrated. He combined the Joe and Brad styles in one. He was like kind of like Joe and Brad together, and great. So, but in this is like one of the few tracks. Actually, it's the only track. It's the only track where you will hear Brad, Joe, and Jimmy all in one song. Is 3 Mile Smile.
Oh,
yeah. So it's interesting.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, but it's the only time you'll hear all 3 Aerosmith guitarists on one song, even though they weren't, together when they actually recorded. But it is the only one to feature all 3. And it's just badass. I love it. It was actually a concert staple for the first half of the 80s. And, it's an awesome song. More people should know about it. But I love 3 Mile Smile. Also, great lyrics. Steven Tyler, such an underrated lyricist, this jivey kind of street poetry.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you were such a great songwriter. Yeah, I mean, and even like pop stuff. Like, dude, you wrote Dream On. Like, no one should tell you how to write a song. You
didn't need outside help.
They roasted and Walk This Way and Dream On. I mean, you guys knew what you did. And even like on pop, like the 2 biggest hits were songs they wrote. Steven Tyler wrote Janie's Got a Gun, and Aerosmith collectively wrote Love in an Elevator. It's like, you guys can do it on your own. You don't need this extra help.
You don't need Desmond Child to come in and
no, that's fucking Kiss shit. Don't do that. You're better than Kiss, Aerosmith. Don't do that. Even Kiss is better than Kiss. Kiss didn't even need it, in my opinion. Their early albums are better. Desmond Child fucking away. Anyway, although I do like that disco song you wrote, Paul. That's a good song. It's a catchy tune. Although I bet you I'm giving Paul credit. I'm saying I think Paul came out with the catchiest parts of that song. Because if you listen to early Kiss, they're very catchy. You listen to a lot of Desmond Child shit from the late 80s, it sounds like dog shit. So I'm betting that the best part of that disco song came from Paul Stanley. That's my I'm saying it now. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. But anyway, so what is your third choice, Mr. Mark Taylor?
Going back to the Pump album, man.
You like Pump.
Oh, fuck yeah. Voodoo Medicine Man.
Oh, badass tune.
Fucking groove blues. Fucking. Who comes up with the line, masturbating with a goose? Come on.
Politically incorrect.
I know, man.
They did that on the show too. It was great. They pretty much played most of Pump. They did like 80% of it.
I saw that tour with Skid Row opening. It was pretty fucking really good. They both bands kicked ass.
Yeah.
So,
did they do Voodoo Medicine Man at yours too?
No.
Oh, they did it at mine. They did Voodoo Medicine Man.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. They did Lord of the Thighs, One Way Street, Voodoo Medicine Man. It was great.
I fucking love Voodoo Medicine. It's like fucking funky blues, hard rock, metal, all in one fucking song. It's like they fucking put it in a pot and mixed it. Fucking great track.
Great. Love it. Great choice.
That is a good song. Jerry, you're number 3.
Number 3 off Rocks, Back in the Saddle, man. Love that song.
Nice.
God, another rock song, man. That album's amazing. I say it every time, but man, it's a really good freaking record.
It is.
It's a dirty, raunchy song. I like it, the sound of it. I love the flow of it, and that's all I got to say about that. Good song.
Cool. My number 3 is going to come from
I
rock.
wish I had the gift of gab like you guys do. I just don't have it.
I try to teach you, man. I try to get you going.
A couple more of these, and I will.
Dude, that's what you said the other day. You need to drink more doing our show, and I said, "Yeah, you do."
My number 3 is also going to come off of Rocks. Rats in the Cellar is my number 3. That's a great song. I think Al already covered it.
Yep.
You know, the feel of it. It's a great track. So that's my number 3, Rats in the Cellar off the Rocks album.
All right. Number 2, I'm going to go. It's going to be. Now it's like it's not a deep track. It's a song you've heard a trillion times on the radio. Again, I'm not penalizing it because it's been overplayed. It's one of their classic songs. I mean, to me, it's like their Stairway to Heaven. It's Dream On. I got to pick that one, man. I can't penalize it because I've heard it a lot of times. It's a very well crafted song. It's, and very melodic, and Steven brought in, it was just that weird piano part and mixed with the guitars, and I don't know, just the way the song builds up. It reminds me of it's like their Stairway to me.
Yeah,
it's a good
Stairway. Yeah,
I do love that song. I do love that version you're talking about with the orchestra. Though that's a great version that they showed on MTV. I think what was it, early '90s or?
Yeah, it was early '90s. It was when they were making their way back to the mainstream, back on top.
It was like the Video Music Awards.
They were like everywhere.
I think, and they played with an orchestra, and it sounded incredible with an orchestra. It's kind of made almost, it's very orchestrated. It's kind of almost made to have an orchestra on it. So, but I got to go Dream On number 2. I mean, I know you guys heard it a million times, but I could have easily went all deep tracks here, but I got to pick that one because it's just a very moving song, and it's just one of their staples, man. So that's my number 2.
Yeah, beautiful song. My second has been picked before. It was picked by Al, but it is my second favorite Aerosmith song. It's been my second favorite for many, many years now. No More, No More.
Yeah. I picked that too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, Mark, too.
We both picked it at 8.
Yeah. It's number 2 for me. I love it even more than you guys.
Yeah, you do.
I love this song. God,
yeah.
Something about it. It's a magical song.
It really is.
Melodic, it's rocking. It's I love the lyrics. I found my horse and carriage. I just love the lyrics, and it's something about the song I find very inspiring. Like embracing your dreams and going out there and living a wild, crazy life. Fueled by your dreams. And one of Joe Perry's greatest guitar solos, that outro, one of my favorite outros. It's up there for the Journey's "Stone in Love." Where there's just this awesome guitar solo outro.
Nice.
It's one of the great guitar solo outros.
Journey live in Houston.
To me, they both those songs kind of have a similar quality, and I love both of them. And that's my favorite Journey song, and this is my second favorite Aerosmith song. So I guess I'm into that.
On that Journey song. Fuck yeah.
Is that "Stone in Love" you also your favorite?
Oh God, yeah. I love all the live in Houston version. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've watched that too. Yeah, that's great. And
I got the CD.
Yeah, I have the live. I have that live too. Yeah, great. I mean, I did even the studio version, but there's just something about that. It just always pumps me up. But No More, No More. Amazing. One of the greatest Aerosmith songs. And they've actually played it, a few times in like during the 2000s on
Oh,
the
yeah.
tours. They would
I think the
dust
last
it
time I
off.
saw Aerosmith, I think they played it God, I saw them probably 7-8 years ago already. Probably it was like the last time.
Yeah, and they have it on a live at the Hard Rock in Vegas CD, which was released in 2000s, which is actually a pretty good.
This
live
new album's pretty good too. Just saying.
What's that?
Journey.
Yeah, it's
Freedom.
good. Yeah,
there's a lot of hard rock songs, a lot of ballads, but the hard rock songs on here just kick ass.
Yeah, check it. I'll be honest, I haven't really dived into any of the post Steve Perry stuff, but
it was just released on Friday, and it sounds like vintage Journey from 82 or 83. It really does.
But hey, I might check it out then because I do love that shit. But yeah, No More. One of the greatest songs ever written. I love it. What's your number 2, Mr. Mark Taylor?
I think a lot of you guys already said this. Draw the Line, man.
Yeah.
From my favorite Aerosmith 70s album, Draw the Line.
No shit. Draw the Line's your favorite Aerosmith?
Dude, you got Kings and Queens and Draw the Line on that fucking one album. That should make everybody's favorite. Milk Cow Blues is not bad either, man. Everybody goes off on that song. I like the cover.
I don't know. It's my least favorite of the 70s, but saying least favorite of the 70s is like no insult because I think they're all great. I love all those. The first 6 to me, it's a 6-pack. I love all those albums.
Fucking great fucking song. You guys already covered it, so I'll let Jerry go.
Dream On. I mean, it's just an incredible, epic song. We talked about it a lot already, so I won't spend too much time on it. But it's one of those songs I always put on here on the radio, and I can't change it, man. I gotta listen to it. Just classic Aerosmith, man. Love it.
Yeah, it's a great song. My number 2, I love this song. I always have since the first time I heard it. It's off of Get a Grip. It's one of the 3 ballads. Amazing. I love that song.
That solo that Joe does at the end. Oh my god,
dude, it is badass, man.
You get
that solo just doesn't.
That solo just rules.
And I just love the writing. I know that the writing is a little cliche, but it's good and I like it. But the guitar solo at the end is fantastic.
He actually, Steven Tyler co-wrote that with the same guy he wrote "Chip Away at the Stone" with. The one thing about amazing other 3, a lot of people don't know this. There was I talked a little bit about this in this Aerosmith video I did on YouTube. Get a Grip. Originally, they went to the studio and they were kind of going more for a back to basics kind of 70s style, kind of hard rock and Aerosmith album, and they had like 12 tracks ready. And then the studio made them, Geffen made them go back and re-record it and add all these other songs because they didn't think it was poppy enough. But they had one ballad. One of the ballads was Amazing. Amazing was supposed to always be the last ballad, but it was going to be like in the classic Aerosmith style where it was just one ballad per album. Like You See Me Crying at the end of Toys in the Attic. It was just going to be amazing at the end. And then when you think about it that way, because it's very Beatles, that song, it kind of makes sense that Amazing would be just kind of the last piano ballad at the end of the album. And I think a lot of Aerosmith fans wouldn't have minded that. I think they don't like that song, some of the fans, because they lump it in with the other Alicia.
Like the big 3.
Too many ballads. But if there was just one ballad on that album, I don't think people would have minded it as much. And so that was the original plan. Amazing was going to be just the one ballad at the end of that more hard rocking album. But then they made them go back, and that's when they did Crazy and Crying and a couple other songs. So, but yeah, I mean, I always liked it. I always liked that song. That's my favorite of the 3 ballads from Get a Grip.
So that's my number 2 is Amazing. Heard it quite a bit during this whole week. Where I was going to put it, I guess, because I was listening to it so much. I just so it's my number 2 this time around.
Cool. And we're getting to the number 1. Big time. Al, what's your number 1?
Well, again, this is a song you guys heard a lot on the radio, but I can't penalize it because to me it's like Aerosmith's signature track. And honestly, like when I hear it live, I still get a kick out of hearing it. Like I really love hearing it live and all that. And it's got like such a nice build up in the beginning and stuff. And it's written by Tom Hamilton. It's Sweet Emotion.
Nice.
I think
Bass line.
I think that's Aerosmith's signature song, man. You know, I mean, besides Dream On, I think, well, I guess the first song people think of Aerosmith, maybe it's Dream On, maybe it's Walk This Way. I don't know. For me, it's Sweet Emotion. It's the first thing that pops into my head. And I just love the opening bass line and Joe on the talk box and, you know, just building up and then just coming in and like, you know, it just rocks then, man. Just fucking, and the storytelling of Steven, you know, it's Steven, dude. It's like that street poetry that you're talking about, Eddie. You know, it's I mean, to me, that's like their number one, man. Even though, like, you know, if I hear it on the radio, I'm like, not this song yet. But, you know, like Andy says, when you're listening to an album and you hear it in the context of the album, then you're like, yeah, it's a classic for a reason. So
yeah, the kids,
Sweet Emotion is my number one.
Yeah, the kids today won't understand that line. Can't catch me because the rabbit done died.
Yep. Those damn kids.
What an asshole.
He's like Damone. Anyway.
Man. I need my Van Halen tickets, man. Where's my Van Halen tickets?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, like I said, I couldn't. I'm thinking in terms of like the songs I like to listen to the most.
Yeah.
And so there obviously Sweet Emotion, there's and like Dream On, there's like Burnout Factor for me.
Yeah.
Then that's pretty much it. But like I can hear, especially Sweet Emotion, that is such a well-written song. And you know, I used to be a bass player, so like I appreciate, you know, how it's built around the bass riff and the harmonies and melodies. It's an amazing song. Like it's one of their best songs. I do consider it one of their best songs. And when it kicks in with the little more hard rocking at the end, that great solo, another great Joe Perry solo at the end of that, and it's an amazing song. But yeah, it's definitely not one of the songs I get the most excited about just because of Burnout Factor. But that's really the only reason. Otherwise, it would be higher on my list. It's an amazing song.
I mean, like, let's just say we were doing a top 10 on Zeppelin. I mean, I'd have to have Stairway to Heaven in there, bro. I mean, it's just.
See, I wouldn't. That's the thing. Even though I do acknowledge it, objectively, if we were saying, what do you think objectively or like their top songs? Yeah, I would put on. But if we're saying what's my favorite, I think a favorite means it's a song I kind of go to where I'll play even if it's not in context of the album. Like, I put on the vinyl. I listen to Toys in the Attic. Yeah, I get excited when Sweet Emotion comes on in the context of the album.
Yes.
But I'm not going to go and just play that track by itself anymore. That's the thing. Like You Shook Me All Night Long on like Back in Black. Like I'm never going to, hey, I feel like listening to You Shook Me All Night Long. But when I listen to the album, I'll get into it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like that. Where these songs on my list are songs that I actually occasionally will just go to and just play because I feel like hearing them. Like that's.
Yeah. And these top two songs were like the only real, you know, ones you hear on the radio. I mean, the rest of them, it's like the ones I had.
You had some very good deep tracks out. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get to my honorable mentions.
I got some good honorable mentions too. I'm excited to get to them. My number one, a lot of you guys have already talked about it. I think Al and Mark have already talked about it. With three of us had a lot of the same ones. Mark might have already known this because I've mentioned this a few times in my videos, but a lot of people know my very favorite Aerosmith song of all time. It's one of my favorite songs, period, of all time. And it's always since I was a, fucking little punk in junior high. This has always been my favorite Aerosmith song. There's no Burnout Factor. Thankfully, the radio never plays it, so that helped. Seasons of Wither. Seasons of Wither is my favorite Aerosmith song.
Wow.
It's always been
my number 5.
Yeah, it's a magical song. You guys already said a lot about it. It's a ballad, but it's not like a ballad. A little like the Beatles,
psychedelic almost,
like a little like Dear Prudence. It has that like where it's kind of both a ballad, but yet a psychedelic rock song at the same time. And there's just an atmosphere to it. I was so into this when I was got into high school. I was in art class. I did a painting. It's a real shitty painting. I did it called Seasons of Wither. And it was like a cemetery, and I painted that. I was like always obsessed with the song. And it's amazing that personally for me that there isn't Burnout Factor because I've been listening to this song so much, but there's just something about the song. I play it. It always brings something out to me. It just stirs emotions, Steven's lyrics, everything. It's an amazing song. in my opinion, the greatest Aerosmith song and one of my favorite songs. Period. Seasons of Wither. Yeah, Mark,
what's your favorite? What's your number one?
My number one, I think a couple of you already talked about this, is Kings and Queens.
Awesome song.
It's like it starts off slow and then it goes fast. It goes that guitar. It's like that fucking.
Sounds like Psycho.
It's like it does. And it's like a progressive rock song by Aerosmith.
Yeah,
it has so many different parts to it, and so many. It's like it comes together, and it's just like he's singing Kings and Queens, and then it just goes fucking faster. It's fucking. I love this song. It gives me an orgasm every time I listen to it. I fucking love it.
All right.
The first time I ever heard that song, I loved it. I mean, it was automatically in love with that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that great, that live version that's on Live Classics Live. He's like, it's a long time coming, Mama. And then they kick into it.
Oh, God.
Badass. And I think that's with Jimmy Crespo playing, actually. It's a badass. I love that song. Yeah. It might have made my honorable mentions. Jerry, what is your number one?
Dude, man, Eddie, you nailed it right on the freaking head, man. Seasons of Wither, man. It's my all-time favorite Aerosmith song. Fucking love it, dude. I love how it starts out with a little wind and it gets that little slow acoustic going. They kind of get a little cranky, a little bit heavier, and then the lyrics are amazing. You know what's weird about this song? You can almost visualize this song. Does that sound weird?
Yeah.
When you hear it,
Yeah, you
picture like with Kings and Queens and
guillotines.
And like you said, it's not a really popular radio song, but man, it is such a it's a legendary song in my opinion. It's one of my favorite songs too. It's definitely in my top 10.
That's awesome. You totally redeemed yourself for having that.
Okay, but no, there's nothing. Come on.
Because he was crying when I met you.
Hey, this guy, Jerry, now he put Seasons of Wither number one, so everyone back off.
Your love is sweet, misery.
Hey, man, you like what you like, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like crying. Okay.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest, man. If somebody had Pink on their fucking list, I would have left this fucking thing.
I might have. Actually, that's my least favorite.
Shit, I'll see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
See you later.
Pink is my least favorite Aerosmith song.
I almost had that one song from Nine Lives on here.
But nah, man. I mean, Seasons of Wither, man. Just
Pink makes crying sound like Seasons of Wither. I hate Pink.
Nine Lives. The song "Taste of India" is actually pretty good on there.
Oh, I actually like Nine Lives. I just don't like Pink. The rest of the albums, I actually like it a little bit better and Get a Grip. I think Nine Lives is not a bad album.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Seasons of Wither, man, incredible tune, man.
They also have a live version of that on that same album that I talked about, the Hard Rock from Vegas. Nice. No More, and Seasons of Wither. They have live versions of both that. Nice. So yeah, check that out if you haven't heard it. Yeah, amazing song. Great number one, Jerry. Me and Jerry had the same number one.
Great one.
Awesome.
My number one is a radio staple song. I still love the song. It's on the radio, and I still cranked it up. Walk This Way is my number one Aerosmith song. Love it from beginning to end. I love the story it tells, and it just gems. I just love the riffs and the vocals on it. So Walk This Way is my number one.
And that's the Aerosmith version, not the Run DMC /
No,
I was going to say that. I love the studio version when he's singing Walk This Way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do like that in the Run DMC version that he screams the chorus like he started doing live more. Yeah, I actually think it's a little stronger.
I love the studio version better than he sings how the live version is.
I wish that, you know what I wish? I wish that they had like the Toys in the Attic for vocals from the Run DMC chorus and put it to that chorus.
Somebody told me the guitar riff that Joe Perry does on the Run DMC version sucks.
It's all right. I prefer the music to the original one. And I like the chorus better than the Run DMC one. That's all. Because he does the more of the back in the saddle kind of. Because Steven
screams it.
Didn't really. It wasn't until Rocks that he started really pushing it to that next level. And if it was just 1 year later, he would have sang "Walk This Way" that way. But because if you hear some of the even live bootleg, he is belting it out more. When they did Toys in the Attic, he's just, I don't know, it sounds a little weird. I think that chorus doesn't.
Well, the '91 version of "Sweet Emotion" is pretty damn good too.
Yeah, it is.
Good video. I like that sexy lady on the phone. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Mark knows what I'm talking about. So,
all right, guys, let's go with it.
So good choice. Good choices, everyone. I like Jerry's number one best.
All right, guys, let's do our 5 bonus tracks. Let's each do our 5 at the same time.
Okay.
So
we all talking at the same time. That's
no.
I mean, all right, ready? 1, 2, everybody go. All right. I'm
John Frashida.
I'm going to
summon a demon or something.
Micro Machines.
5 honorable mentions, right?
Yeah. He wants you to say all of your 5 honorable mentions.
Let's go with Lightning Strikes off of Rockin' Hard Place.
Awesome tune.
Love that song. I love that album. That album is very underrated.
I agree.
Even though Joe and Brad weren't on it, Jimmy Crespo, he rocks on that album, man. He really still brought that Aerosmith swagger. You know, I love Jimmy Crespo, man, and I think I wish he would have done more, man. After Aerosmith, I wish he would have got a kick-ass band together and did something, man. But he kind of, I don't know, just kind of faded out, man. I think he tried getting something together and it just never got off the ground or something.
I agree.
Didn't you guys say he did some stuff in Vegas?
He did. He did the anniversary of Rockin' Hard Place where he played the whole album.
I think Eddie was talking about that with Eric.
Yeah, he got a band together and the Jimmy Crespo Project, which is kind of stupid naming it that because he's kind of biting off of Joe Perry, but whatever, man. But anyway, I like Project too.
Should have did the Jimmy Crespo Experience.
Yeah. Another one I'm going with is My Fist Your Face off of Done with Mirrors.
Oh, that's badass too.
That's such a badass. Has got that old school Aerosmith swagger to it and just rawness and and that album was produced by Ted Templeman.
Yeah, it was.
The only album by Aerosmith produced by Ted Templeman. I thought it was a great album. So next one I'm going with Chiquita.
Awesome song. I love that. That's another one Draw a Line. I felt bad that didn't make my top 15.
Yeah, man.
I love that song.
Chiquita, if you ever pull up the video of that, Jimmy Crespo's in that and with Brad Whitford and I think Jimmy looks pretty cool too, man. He's playing his ass off, man. Even though he doesn't play on the actual track.
Yeah, he's not. It's Joe and Brad on.
It's Joe, but next one I'm going Round and Round, one of their heaviest tracks.
Yeah,
love that song, man. I mean, I love when Aerosmith gets heavy, obviously, and that's one of the staples on Toys in the Attic. And then finally, the newest Aerosmith song on my whole list here, I'm going with the title track from Permanent Vacation. Permanent Vacation.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's a good one.
I really love that track. It's got a summertime feel to it. It's got the lyrics are going on in Montego Bay and all that stuff. I don't know. Just this time of year, whenever I play that song, it's kind of makes me feel good. It makes me feel good in the summertime and just. You're hanging out in the backyard and having a couple beers or whatever. And I love that's one of the deep tracks on Permanent Vacation I really love. So Permanent Vacation, the title track, that's my number 5. So those are my 5. Lightning Strikes, My Fist Your Face, Chiquita, Round and Round, and Permanent Vacation.
Nice.
Eddie.
Okay, my 5, 2 have already been talked about earlier. Lick Promise. Love that song. So rocking, so awesome. Kings and Queens, Mark's number 1 choice. I feel bad that they didn't make my top 10. Should have. I was wrong. But anyway, I'm not changing it. It was a bonus track. It's awesome. It's an epic song. I love it. A little Zeppelin-esque. I love that song. And then 3 that have not been mentioned. 1, which is my latest Aerosmith song I have on this list from 82. Jailbait.
Oh, that's a great one.
Awesome. It's
Jailbait.
In the early 80s, there was a lot of songs called Jailbait, and they're all awesome. Motorhead has an awesome song called Jailbait. Ted Nugent has a really awesome song called Jailbait. But I think Aerosmith had the best Jailbait. The Aerosmith Jailbaits is fucking great song. Hard rocking. And Jimmy, that's all Jimmy. Jimmy's playing all the guitars on that. Just that song alone. Brad plays rhythm on Lightning Strikes, and that's it. That's the only thing he did on that album. And that other guy that's in the promotional videos, Rick
Dufe.
Yeah, he's not actually on the album. He didn't actually play. It's actually all Jimmy Crespo. So like people don't realize he was such a talented guitarist. And you listen to Jailbait, and it's like he's doing Brad Whitford and Joe Perry shit. He's doing both of that on one song. It's amazing. And the rhythm section's kicking it. Steven still, he might have been drugged out of his fucking mind, but he sounds great on that song. I love Jailbait, one of the most heavy badass songs. Also, another really heavy badass song that I felt bad wasn't in my top 10. I struggled with it. Almost did. Was Bone to Bone, Coney Island Whitefish Boy from Night and Ruts. Really great deep track, really heavy. Kind of like the Rats in the Cellar of that song, of that album. But just really a badass, tough kind of street fighting kind of song. I love Bone to Bone. You can hear my favorite Aerosmith albums, Rocks, but Night and Ruts is a close second. So I love Bone to Bone. And finally, from Toys in the Attic, one of my favorite deep tracks from that album, Uncle Salty.
Yes.
Uncle Salty, great song. Has that kind of little Beatle-esque, has that kind of psychedelic rock vibe. Just love the sound of the guitars, that chorus. Amazing. I know you listen to Uncle Salty, you go like, you guys don't need any help writing songs.
Exactly.
That song's amazing. That's like on a Beatles level, in my opinion. That's an amazing song. So that's Bone to Bone, Uncle Salty, Kings and Queens, Jailbait, and Licking a Promise. What are your bonus tracks, Mark?
Well, I go to Lightning Strikes. It's my number 5.
Awesome tune.
And then number 4 is Cheesecake.
Nice.
That's love that song. Awesome.
Yeah. Great slide guitar by Joe on it.
Yeah, great slide work from Joe.
Number 3, Hangman Jury.
Good song.
Good.
And then Uncle Salty. Number 3.
Right on.
And then Adam's Apple, number 1.
There you go.
Hey, I gotta go. So Uncle Salty, that's about like child abuse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pedo uncle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Uncle Jack, but like written 25 years before.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's funny because then you got Janie's Got a Gun, so I don't know what's going on with Steven Tyler. Just say. Just say.
Listen to Whitford. Get in the studio and create an album by yourselves again.
Jerry, what are your bonus tracks? Your number 5.
Sweet Emotions, definitely one of them. Love the song. Rats in the Cellar, Uncle Salty,
right on.
More to the Thighs, and Big 10 Inch. I love that song. Big 10 Inch. Fucking funny as fucking hell, but a great tune.
That's the first song I ever heard by them because my mom played that on vinyl. And now I look back at it, my God, Mom, you're listening to Big 10 Inch. And I can't even tell her that now. It sucks. I would like to look at her.
Yeah, that's a cool, fun tune, man.
Yeah. My mom loved that song. Now I know why. My mom's a whore. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
My number 5 bonus tracks. I'll start off with number 5, Spaced, off of Get Your Wings.
That's a great one. That's what I actually thought of too. That's one that just missed my top 15.
It's a weird song.
Yeah, it's psychedelic.
Very weird for them,
Yeah.
Number 4, Young Lust, off of Pump.
Great song.
Number 3, Heart's Done Time, off of Permanent Vacation.
That's a great
song.
Number 3. Number 2, Pandora's Box, off of Toys in the Attic.
Almost picked that one.
And the last but not least,
Pandora's Box is actually off Get Your Wings.
Yeah. Get Your Wings.
Yeah, it's the last track on Get Your Wings. It's also on the Pandora's box set.
I used to have that. I got snaked.
Did it really?
Yeah,
Wait, I'm sorry. I did write Toys in the Attic. And number 1, honorable mention, bonus track, No More, No More.
Yeah, there you go. So we had a few repeats. So any of the songs that we all picked are scientifically, obviously, the best Aerosmith songs.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much for doing y'all's list. I know it takes time.
None of you all picked fucking Eat the Rich or fucking Voodoo Medicine Man.
I didn't pick anything after Rockin' a Hard Place. I don't know if you took notice of that. I'll just say it there. I'd say if I picked anything that was after the like once they had after Done with Mirrors, I would say actually Fine Fine's probably my favorite from.
Oh, that's a great one too.
I love that song. Yeah, I'd probably go with that. Yeah. I also like
Which one did you say now?
Fine Fine. I like that song a lot. Yeah, that's a great funky song. I also like Voodoo Medicine Man a lot. There's a B-side from the Get a Grip era that I really love. Can't Stop Messin'. That's a great track. It should have been on the album. It was on the UK version of Get a Grip. I think it's better than every song on Get a Grip. Is Can't Stop Messin'. Have you ever heard that song?
No.
It's just got real down and dirty groove. I love that song. It's on they had a Young Lust and Gold compilations, which had a lot of stuff. And that's when I first heard that song. And I heard it. I was like, what? Why wasn't this on the album? It's the best song. But yeah, I like that song a lot. So, I'm not anti some of the later stuff, but
it's just their favorite period is their earlier period.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If we're coming down where it's like, top 15, top 20, where we got to make tough choices, then that's I'm not going past Rock in the Hard Place. If we start getting into top 50, maybe then I'd start going into the later stuff.
But just put Pump in your car and crank it. It just.
Oh, I love it. Like I said, and Pump would probably have the most. If we're getting into a top 50, I would have a few Pump
top 50.
But I'm just more of a 70s Aerosmith.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for joining me, and thanks a lot because I know this takes a lot of time and work to get y'all's list together and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate it. Now, next week we are going to keep on with our American theme. We are going to your top 10 bands or artists from your state. Now, I know that Jerry's lived in 2 different states, so you can go ahead, Jerry, and pick California or Tennessee or mix and match.
Those are 2 different states.
Who came from Tennessee? Memphis. Oh, Elvis. There you go.
Dolly Parton.
Everybody's moving to Tennessee, though, it seems like.
But, that doesn't count.
No.
Dolly Parton's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Mark.
I know. What the fuck?
I mean, I can't think of anybody but fucking Kings of Leon. That's the only band I can think of is from Tennessee. I know there's probably more. But.
A lot of great New Jersey bands, so I'm going to have fun picking this stuff.
Yeah, I'm about to go with California.
I'll do this one because I got a lot of California bands.
And
I think everybody could guess the number 1 California band. But I'm not going to say it now because I don't want to give you guys
pretty obvious, man.
I got a lot of Texas bands that I've already started doing a little poll about.
Mark, you gonna do that band that does that butterfly song?
Oh fuck no!
What was that shit band's name? I forget.
Crazy something.
Crazy Town.
Crazy Town. Dude, when that song came out, I go, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Come my baby, come my baby song.
I apologize for putting that song in every.
Shit, POD's a good band.
That era was
POD's a good band.
That era was a dark time for rock, man.
Except for POD. I like POD.
What's POD? What is that?
That was worse than fucking Sugar Ray, man. Any song Sugar Ray.
POD, fucking, you don't. Fuck, I'll say.
Payable on Death.
Yeah, Payable on Death. They're kind of like they were a Christian California band, but
they're like rap rock.
No, they were better. No, they were more rock.
They were kind of new metal a little bit.
New metal. They're better than.
I was a little hip hop flair.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
they were good. I have the one album. I
saw them. I think I saw them last year.
They have We Are Youth of the Nation.
The Youth of the Nation.
Youth of the Nation. That song, the guitar work on the song was really good.
All right. So I never heard of this band, but I believe you got someone to back you up that they exist. So
I'm going to send you this in your messenger.
It sounds horrible.
It might not. You might like it.
All right.
I'm going to report that as spam.
I already got banned for saying, what was I? I said, I'm going to fry you. You're banned for fucking. I said, fry. I'm going to fry you. We were joking. Oh, shit.
Andy's just trying to wrap this up like a joke.
All right, let's go, Andy. Go
watch
watch
hooligans here.
All right, no, I just wanted to say thank you all for joining me, and thank you everyone that watched us out there. And this was our top 10 songs, or really top 15 of Aerosmith. So thank you all so much, and we'll see y'all next week here on Black Spinner Circle Music Podcast.
Thanks
a lot, Eddie.
Thanks for having me again.
Eddie, it's been nice meeting you, brother.
Nice talking to you, Jerry. Like
Eddie
one.
rules, dude. You need to get it. You're in RMCP group, right? On Rock
I'm the administrators of both.
No, I'm talking about Jerry. He's
point to Jerry then. Get it right.
I'm trying to, but it's I don't know. Where does it go?
Do you guys still do your BS sessions?
Yeah, tomorrow
we're break up.
No, we're doing the top. We did the top worst Motley Crue and the top 11 best Motley Crue. Well, and tomorrow we're doing we're picking one album from each Metallica album to make a 10-song album.
All right. Well, sometime in the future I'll come back on the show again. So,
yeah, we'll get you back on, man.
I like getting direct and talking about.
Hey, the Dodgers just came back from 5-0 down.
Did they really come back? What's the score on that now?
It just Muncie just got a hit. It's 6-5, but there were men on second and third. So I'm thinking they got a lead right now. I'm waiting for it to refresh.
Hey man, my Reds are on a 5-game winning streak, man.
Fuck the Cardinals! I hate that team. Okay.
Right now I'm watching my Astros and Angels right now, so we see what happens.
I'm heading out. How I feel about the Astros.
Good talking to you, Al.
Later,
good talking to you, Jerry. Later, Mark.
I'll
see you again. Later, Andy.
I'll be in contact on any future shows that you might want to do.
Yeah, just walk over your podcast and my goddamn name there. You see that?
Yeah. Got it.
He's got one of the best YouTube fucking channels. You need to watch it, especially his Led Zeppelin one. That Led Zeppelin one was fucking fire.
It's pretty good.
I love that one.
I was in the zone on that one.
Oh, God, yeah. You made some references that they were the first heavy metal band. You fucking ruled on that.
All right.
Communication breakdown. Later, guys.
Later. Bye, guys.
Bye.